All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Dark Heresy: Whispers of the Eye. My name is Dylan. I'm going to be the game master for tonight. I'm joined by Phalos, Lothos, Modius, and Barbosa, and we are again playing Warhammer 40k's Dark Heresy. This is a homebrew campaign. It's going to have a little bit of homebrew content in it as well, so bear with us. This is a total tabletop production. So if you like what you see here, come join our Discord, follow, subscribe. We appreciate the support, and we love to see you guys in the chat and in the Discord and interact with you. Cheering bits. We're still working on a finite system. However, if you guys cheer 300 bits, you will be able to buy one of these guys a fate point. We're working on a couple more things to add into the future, but right now that's pretty much the only thing you guys will give them if you cheer bits. You can always just cheer bits for the hell of it. I would appreciate that too. But enough about that. Let's start with introductions. Phalos.
Hey everybody, playing Phalos. You'll find me in the Discord as Microcosmic God, always around, willing to chat about this or any other awesome things Tabletop is doing. Definitely come check us out. Phalos is a tech priest who is a little in over his head and is learning the value of friendship, but we're gonna get there. For now, we're just gonna burn the heresy on this planet or die trying.
Probably the second option if that's your...
I don't have high hopes.
Whoa.
All right. Lothos.
Hello, everybody. I'm Spaz, and I'm currently playing Lothos, the Adeptus Ministorum assassin. And I'm hoping we burn this place down as well, because heretic and fire mix well together. But yeah, definitely going to be an interesting time. Hopefully, we don't have to kill Modays the first 5 seconds of the session, though.
Probably not.
Soon.
Meh.
That's a great segue into introducing yourself, Modius.
That is me. I am Brian. I am B-Guns in the Discord playing Modeus. And yes, I am a navigator, which is a bit of a switch out of the 40k here, out of Rogue Trader. And yes, I'll be starting in a bit of a precarious situation, I believe, here, as we landed into a world that just began to start talking to me. And I'm bleeding from the face. Yeah?
It's, any given Tuesday in 40k.
Some would say, yeah.
Yeah. And last but certainly not least, Barbosa.
I'm Barbosa. Well, I'm Zach. I'm playing Barbosa. I'm half the reason why Modius is in a bad situation because my gun is currently at the back of his head. And then also Barbosa's favorite word is right. So this is how it's going to be, right? We're going to stick a gun to the back of his head, and then if he moves too much, we're going to pull the trigger and out the front.
Out of curiosity, what do you think the other half of the reason he's in a dangerous situation is? You're the whole reason.
Well, he
Nature's
didn't.
planet.
He didn't make
I'm not
him
saying
bleed
he's
from
wrong.
the
The
face.
thing, Modeus started the bad
Look,
situation.
he's the one who started bleeding from the face.
Hey, my
Deserves
fault.
it. He deserves what's
It is,
happening.
it is a little
You just
bit
are
your fault.
100% of the gun.
Same
Only-
team, assholes.
Only
Same
heretics
team.
start bleeding from the face randomly.
You ever seen me bleed from the face? No.
Mhm.
All right.
Just a paper cut.
And I'm pretty sure I skipped Lothos.
No.
No?
We're good.
Okay. Good job, Brain. All right, so we also have merch available. There should be a link below if you guys want to check out any of that. We do have merch for this show as well as Hoda and then just Total Tabletop as a whole. So if you would like to support us, please go ahead and check that stuff out. These are nice shirts, actually, too. They're not like, a streamer goes, oh, yeah, I have these, great t-shirts, and they're, a $5 pack for 10. They're actually really nice. So...
Good company. If I'd thought about it, I'd have worn my Total Tabletop tee.
Yeah, we have other stuff too. We have cups,
Yeah.
we have mouse pads, we have stuff. Check that out. But let's get a recap. Modius, would you give us a recap?
All right, so we started last session getting sent right back up to the Inquisitor's ship after acquiring a bit of very, very, very expensive alcohol from our last venture. took it straight to the Inquisitor's room and kind of gave him the lowdown of what we knew, what we saw. We brought in a test subject to try this liqueur. I forget what it was called. What was the name of the stuff? Liqueur.
It was
And-
Cystica. Yeah, Cystica.
The Cystica brew, yeah. Well, anyways, the Inquisitor didn't like it. It just popped the guy right in the head. And so we spent some time in warp, traveling to the planet we currently are on, which is Icarus. That took, about a month, a little bit over. In the meantime, we all had a little bit of downtime to work on some different things that we, Phalos tried to work on his communication skills, if you will. Barbosa increased his alcohol tolerance by a lot. Modeus did a lot of reading, and Lothos did not kill anybody, I think, that we know of. Not that I saw. So we finally arrived at our destination, only to see a very, very large ship full of what are Space Marines, the Space Wolves, actually. We were hailed by Chapter Master Ragnar, who basically said, "Get the fuck out of here. This is my spot." And Inquisitor Balthazar and him kind of had what is to be known as another dick measuring contest, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I think Balthazar won, or at least for now it seemed so. We ended up getting a little bit of information from them and ended up heading down to the world in a drop pod, including ourselves, with a squadron including Stock and Barrel and Lieutenant Daniels and 3 flamers. We got the names Trigger, Chambers, and Pin, our new favorite friend. And we landed on the planets. Once on planet side, we kind of got our bearings. And my dumbass decided to try and do a check to see what kind of, what was it, a science check, which basically overloaded me. And I started basically bleeding from the face. And Barbosa didn't like the look of that. And he put a gun to my head because I may be a heretic.
You also heard a psychic scream that questioned what you were doing on its planet.
Yes.
All right. Anything else?
Oh, my gun may have talked to me.
I would like to make a suggestion.
Your
to,
gun probably
Modeus.
talked to you.
How about you not, vibe check a heretic world next time, or even
Probably,
just
maybe.
a death world in general. Just don't vibe check a death world.
Well, it's not that. It's the fact that this planet's been in warp storms for 13,000 years. It's been consumed by the warp for 13,000
Hey,
years.
this is new territory for all of us. Yeah.
That's the
Don't
issue.
Don't be the kind of guy who can vibe check things. It's
Look,
like
look.
Witchcraft.
Don't be a mutant. Problem solved.
Not really.
We just get a knife and we just poke that third eye of yours, and it's all gone.
All good.
Problem solved.
Oh, we all go down if that happens.
I just had a very successful surgery on that ship. They've got the tools.
We have the technology. We can fix
how
your
about
forehead.
this? We get rid of that eye and we just give you a baleful eye. To just replace
You
it.
just shoot a
Wait,
laser
we'll
beam
talk.
out of your forehead.
Yes.
You
Yes,
can't
please.
navigate the warp anymore, but
But you get a laser.
We got other people for that.
Small sacrifices, guys. It's okay.
the greater good.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's why we're all here.
And also in your planetary dossier, which I have up on the screen right now, gave you a little bit of information. The planet was under Imperial control in the Golden Age, or no, not the Golden Age. Whatever. M30, when warp storms consumed the planet. Storms have only cleared since Gilliman took control over the Imperium. Redesignation, blah 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 blah. They learned from the Space Wolves that it was the Lord Commander himself who ordered the planet be constantly patrolled by the Space Marines. And inquisitorial records state that there is a threat of Hereticus Majoris on the planet, which is a title usually reserved for a certain type of individual.
The worst of the worst, huh?
A major
Kind of a
heretic.
Yeah, in essence.
Yay, fake Latin!
Stupid. Alright, yeah, so you guys had descended onto the planet of Icarus, the rugged, sort of rustic, mountainous country. The Thunderhawk, which you were descending in, dropped you and the rest of the squad off, being the same pilot who had dropped you off on Altheus. He seems to have gone completely insane. but is basically one with his machine at this point, and did some pretty sick maneuvers to.
He's not insane. He's enlightened.
He's
Yeah, I was gonna say,
blessed.
some of us would say he is
Blessed.
the most sane of all of us.
He's blessed. Praise be to the Emperor.
It's amazing. That's what he is.
By the way, that's the Aquila. If it's ever referenced, it's the two-headed eagle. If someone makes the sound of the Aquila, it's like doing the cross. Yeah. Fly away, Imperium. Stupid. Yeah, so you guys descended onto the planet and you were basically trekking through this country. You have some rough maps. Your data slates don't work. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Lieutenant Daniels had some glass slates, which he was using as a map, which is a pretty old school method, but viable.
That tech priest noises.
Tech priest noises. Your mechadandroids are still functioning.
That's good news.
Yeah, as well as your guys' augments or implants. Anything internal seems to be working, but anything with sort of a self-sufficient small power source seems to be dead. But as you trekked your way towards what you believe to be through the somewhat sketchy reconnaissance that you have towards what looks to be the ruins of a city of some sort, Modius, you did the psychic vibe check and were found unprepared for the strength of the presence that heard you, basically. Barbosa, seeing this and being a witch
Right.
hunter, decided, well, time to go. And put a gun to his head, and that's where we left off. So, the guardsmen, they had pushed forward out in front of you. So the flamer units are still in the trees. You've gone into a very thick wooded area. Along with Lieutenant Daniels, Stock, and Beryl. So you guys are actually, if I'm not mistaken, in the back.
Yeah, I think it was they were all. I was about to like go and like wander off and kind of start tailing behind, or like, and then that's when he decided I'm gonna do the
Mhm.
check. I'm like about to walk away, and then he goes.
Should have just waited. Should have just waited.
Yeah. So, the guardsmen are ahead. They don't seem to have noticed what's happening. You guys are all tuned into the same microbead channel. The grunts don't have them, but Lieutenant Daniels does.
Get the flamer units on him.
Is that what you say?
No.
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 Burn
Yes.
him to a crisp.
So,
Not yet.
Lothos and Phalos, you see this occur, having seen Modius just gush blood from his eyes, nose, and ears. And sort of
Draw a
collapse
gun.
to one knee.
Yeah.
Initially
Gun's
start
already
scanning
drawn, but
for-
you know.
Other threats, thinking someone's doing this to him. And then we'll adjust to the fact that a gun is being drawn on him.
Barbosa has his gun to the back of his head. I'm pretty confident he can kill Modius if he really wanted to. So, just keep an eye out for now as well.
I'm gonna
Don't
just
know
be
if they
standing
know.
behind. I'm just gonna be standing behind Modi. He's like, right, mate. You got my
Barbosa.
station.
This is not the time.
Right, mate. You better start talking, or you ain't gonna have no time.
I am not the enemy here. Give me one
Well-
second.
You look like witch.
Right? Doesn't he look like a witch? I've seen witches bleed from the eyes before. It's a bad
I'm
sign.
just telling you.
It's a sign of witchiness.
I am seeing Barbarosa's point. It would be good if you are explaining.
Perhaps it is the witch or the presence here that is assailing me. Just give me a second. And with what would be a navigator power, I'm going to try and resist what is happening,
Okay.
per se.
And I believe, if I read that right, it was a flat willpower.
A difficult perception to
Okay.
see. I'm going to make a willpower test and probably use a fate point because it seems kind of important.
Do not critically fail.
I'll try and... Jesus Christ. It's not good.
We told you not to fail, not to fail. You're.
It's
you're
not good. Hey, I
your
didn't
fate-
crit fail.
Your fate points are refilled. I should know.
I don't think I can just keep
No,
throwing fate points out, can I?
you get one.
Yeah,
Did you already use? Damn.
I just used one, and so an 84 actually.
Damn.
Yeah, well,
Right.
right. Yeah.
Right, just shoots him.
Okay, yeah, it just fails to manifest. There's
Yeah.
no penalty for it.
Well, it is
Um,
post, so I don't know
so-
what kind of checks you get.
So, while we're on the subject, Modius is not a psyker. He does not have a psi rating. He falls under the classification of psychers as sent in by the Imperium. He is more than likely a tier 1 base level row. That makes no sense. I'll put the chart in the Discord. So he does have base level psychic ability, but that's the science sense. He'd have to be a much stronger rating to actually be able to do psychic shit and
Right.
manifest psychic powers. Like, it's just not available to him at the moment. Like, he can't
Yeah.
do that.
So kind of, I understand that I'm at the mercy of Barbosa, but listen, Barbosa, this is why I'm here. There's a presence here asking why we are on this planet. Not me, we.
Right, mate. Voices in your head. That's witchy shit. I'm gonna thumb back the hammer. You're gonna need to give me a little bit more information than that, mate. I'm gonna pull out the manacles that I have with my other hand, be willing to handcuff him, just in case.
Understand this. I am not the one that is the enemy. There is someone here wondering why we are on their planet. I'm just the vessel that he decided to use.
Right, mate. I'm gonna like look at everybody else, be like, "Hey, you got voices in your head?"
Just my own at the moment.
I'm gonna like reach over to the like over his head and drop the manacles in front of him and be like, "Right, put them on."
That's fair. How do not that I know how to put manacles on myself, but I'll offer it up for now.
It's really easy to put
Do I-
handcuffs on
Yeah, I was
yourself.
gonna.
Allow me to demonstrate.
That's basically all it is. Fair enough.
Actually, I don't know where my keys are for this, so I'm not going to demonstrate.
Damn, only if you didn't think ahead, you would have been stuck. Stuck. So close.
I was muted. So, Lieutenant Daniels has seen that you have stopped and that this is occurring. He's going to tell the men to stop. They're still going to be facing forward. They're doing their fucking job. They're guardsmen. He's going to come back. And as we said before, he has a las pistol and a monosword. He is a lieutenant. I believe he has 2 bionic legs and a bionic arm. as
That's why he's
well.
Lieutenant Dan.
Yep. Lieutenant Dan.
Wait,
But-
got no legs.
He got the magic space legs, Lieutenant Dan. Those Emperor Bliss space legs. No. He comes over and sort of reads the tension in the air. It's like, is there something I should be aware of, neophytes?
Whatever the entity is that controls this area knows we're here.
Entity?
Right. The
I
mutants
know, I
having
know nothing more.
Mutants having a bit of a moment, trying to decide if we're gonna splat his brains or if it's gonna pass. You know, mutants funny in the head. Their eye might be fucking up. Never know. Right. So, got him handcuffed. I'll keep an eye on him. Yeah. I'll keep an eye. Let's keep going and see if his head pops. Maybe they'll let us know what's
Just-
happening.
He'll just sort of pinch his eyes like, just don't let the men see it. They're already tense enough.
Execute one of the other neophytes, and it's like, okay, let's get going.
Right. Y'all two push ahead. Y'all, the rest of y'all, put me and him will hang back a little bit farther. That way no one sees.
That
Just a bit.
seemed that. With respect, Neophyte, that sounds like a terrible idea.
I'll still be in sight, just that way they don't see the manacles on him. So I don't want his hands free right now. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go and start like patting him down and taking the guns off of him.
Okay. You find all of his weapons, aside
Should I do
from
a search? Or
aside from Dane's descent.
that just so happens to be missed.
That's not
Okay.
there.
Not to him.
Okay.
So whatever else you had on, did you have anything else on you?
Yeah, I had I had a las pistol and the rifle that I think you gave me actually.
Autogun and
Yeah, autogun.
electro.
I do have I have a shock whip too on my side.
I don't have any more. So the last pistol will go in my
You're-
belt, and then I'll just be standing there with an autogun and the
Yeah,
electro
you're
whip,
not
like,
going to be able to carry all this shit.
I'm gonna just be like
I'll
trying to
take-
hand it off to people.
I'll take the autogun, I guess. How much is an
Barbosa, I
autogun
can't use that while I'm manacled.
Well,
I understand.
Only taking this.
I understand where your head's at,
Which
which is why I willingly put these on.
Look, mate, you ain't done nothing to me yet. It's the only reason you're still alive. Got it? Everything goes smooth. You don't start bleeding no more. Your no eyeball magic shit starts happening.
I fear
You'll
you're
be
not.
alright.
I fear you're not hearing what I said before. I'm not the issue.
Right, so who is?
That's what we're here to find out. That's why I'm here.
So it's the Magos in your head.
Perhaps we'll find out soon enough.
Was it going beep 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 beep?
No, it said, "Why are you on my planet?"
We are capable of speech. I have talked to you many times.
Boy, it sounds like beep 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 to me.
That's why you carry the guns.
Now, like, what do I even say to that?
Lieutenant Daniels is just standing there, just like his
You know-
jaw is a little slack. He's just like,
You know, he's not wrong. He's not completely wrong.
he's like, can the man at least have a las pistol to defend himself?
No, no, we saw him blow up like a group of heretics with that thing.
Oh man, he killed 3 men with 1 shot. He's deadly with that thing.
Saint Bay.
You're not helping the case.
Barbosa, I just ask that you stay close,
How about a knife?
because if something does come,
Oh
I
mate,
do
I'll
plan
be
to
with
defend
him.
myself.
Trust me. I'll be here, be able to better defend him. Manacled
You're gonna
than
be
he
here, or
could
you're
with
gonna
his
be
hands free.
swinging around in the trees
No, mate,
What
I'm
you
gonna
doing?
keep this gun right at the back of your neck until I'm sure you know you
Again.
ain't no threat.
That's fair. No need, but that's fair. Shall we?
I'm hoping so. We will find nothing standing here forever.
All right. You guys continue forward. The lights for the Promethium drip of the flamer units sort of lighting your guys' way. And you guys said you also had lights of your own, correct?
I have a glow globe.
Yep, that's basically a lantern. And you have a-
night vision or a optic nicodendrite.
yeah,
to-
you
I
have-
am relying on my companions to light my way.
I am oblivious to this situation.
Okay.
Got barreled to the
Um,
back of the
Lieutenant-
head.
Lieutenant Daniels, Sergeant Stock, and Corporal Barrel will have like those old like Nom style L-shaped flashlights that they'll buckle onto the front of their harnesses and turn on. The flamer units seem to not need to see.
Would that make the use of the photo visors hard? Is that basically like night vision? Or
It would be fine.
Barbosa,
It's
in
the
my back
future.
there's some visors. Can you put that on for me? Come on, I'm manacled here. I can't reach around.
I'll root around in there, find the photo visors, and then I'll put them on.
On me or on you?
On me, obviously on me.
Don't you have any?
Well, no,
Aren't
thanks,
you prepared? Come on.
Mate. Right, mate, thanks.
Nah,
Getting a little
thanks.
bit.
You're
couple
never getting
more-
those back. You're never getting those back.
You never specified, mate.
Remembering.
All right. So you guys are slowly making your way through this wood. It's not like you guys are at a crawl, but you're being careful. It's a death world. It's a quarantined world. Space Marines go missing here. What the fuck is going on? And the guardsmen know about that. that's pretty much all they know. So they're tense, but they're hardened guardsmen. They're not gonna. They've been to a dozen worlds and fought on, thousands of battlefields. Like they're not gonna stop what they're doing, but they're tense. See a single bead of sweat sort of drip down from the rim of Lieutenant Daniel's beret, just trail onto his rebreather. And Stock has his shotgun out, and he's just scanning the trees, keeping low, moving to cover. Barrel just strides forward, but he also has a chainsword, so that's really all you can do. You guys aren't too sure. Camera
on this thing, but it's just images, right? It's not. I couldn't video.
No.
It's a video feed.
It's what kind of camera is it?
Well, it's just the optical mechadendrite. I had it listed as one of its features was essentially a camera.
It says it has a pic recorder, so I think that's the equivalent of a video camera.
Also, I'm assuming the globe is taking up one of my hands, right?
Better strap that thing to your chest or something.
Yeah, either that or I'm gonna switch to my photo visor.
You can have it hooked to your belt.
Okay, we'll do that then.
That's
Can I hook it to the tech priest's belt? That seems much safer now I think about it.
You could hook it to the navigator's belt.
Oh, that's a good idea. I'll hook it to his belt.
Ah, yes. We have all the light on him. He is the decoy.
Yes.
Seeing as how the thing
inside, I'm growing impatient with this.
And I'm just gonna, after that, just putting on my photo visor and walking away with my rifle. It all works out. Don't worry, you're in safe hands.
Right.
Grind things.
You haven't died with us yet.
The main question I had about this, because if it's live feed I can get, I would just have it pointed back and periodically check it.
Man,
Yeah, you can see through it. Like the optical mechadendrite, they can see through it. Like it's a whole, you can visually see through it at any point in time. It's like
it's another eye.
it's like an eye that you can
That's
go.
fair. I don't even need it to be
things.
recording because it is a telescope. And
I've got the text right now. So often consisting of highly flexible snake-like tubing, this contains a pick to capture and other sensory devices for inspection and detection. Is long, blah blah blah. 3 meters plus 10 bonus to all vision-based perception checks. Mounts pick devices allow it to examine surfaces at a microscopic level or to be used as telescopic sight. So,
got telescope.
it doesn't say that it can record video. I will say it's a camera, but you'd have to get it upgraded for it to record sort of a live stream video.
So, is there a range between microscopic and telescopic where I can effectively check behind me periodically?
You could just turn the thing around.
I know. Well, yeah, I can turn it around.
Yeah. It's like a giant, it's a 3 meter long tentacle.
It's
That's
like
all I'm
it's a
saying, is
camera
I'm keeping
tentacle.
an eye behind me. That's the whole message here.
This is basically you right here.
You see the giant target that is Modius.
Yeah, he's
Keep an
just
eye behind
lit
him.
the fuck up now. There's a glow globe on his belt. He's manacled. He looks like it's just a juicy target. Barbosa, I assume you're far enough back so that you're not in the light of the lantern. Just outside of it, still got the gun trained on him.
I am
Almost.
directly 10 paces behind him.
No, well,
With gun just right at the hip. Just enough to be in the shadow.
Almost.
Just enough.
In the shadow.
all right. You guys continue forward into these huge, thick cedars. The flooring below is the air is cold and smells almost musky down here. There's these large clusters of huge mushrooms, the sort of bells the size of a man's chest. And the whole area is dotted with these long needles from centuries of falling. There are no birds. There are no sounds of animals. It is completely quiet.
No fucking blue jays or mockingbirds.
There is no sounds aside from your guys' own footsteps. So every sound you step sounds like it is the most cacophonous thing ever. Yeah, the crunch of the needles, the rustle of the flamer rig, the jingle of, a buckle.
Pots
Like-
and pan sound of just a machine man.
Yeah. If anything's here,
Can I make an attempt to move stealthily? Like, just to, like, kind of,
yeah, roll stealth.
like, soft, walk quietly and such. Let's see.
I have to assume there's not like a path.
Any pluses or minuses or anything like that?
Plus 10.
Maybe it's dark or whatever.
Plus 10.
Okay, so I think it's gonna be. I think it does it automatically if I have 2 checks in it. That adds the other plus 10.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seems like you're a little
Minus
bit-
20. I don't.
Yeah, it looks like
I
you're-
rolled an 84. I would have failed anyway. So.
Okay. Yeah, so you're trying to be stealthy, but it's honestly the fact that you guys are a beacon of light in what has now become almost pitch darkness.
Hmm.
Keep
You
turning
guys-
around so I can make sure I can see him with the globe just kind of shining on him. Barbosa, you said you wouldn't go far.
I'm right here, mate.
Good.
All right. As you continue forward, and it continues like this for probably about 2 or 3 kilometers. The ground is slowly but steadily rising and getting more rocky and craggy. It doesn't seem like you're approaching a mountain, but it's hard to tell through these trees. Give me perception checks based on hearing plus 20. Okay.
Uh-oh. The rules are not with me tonight!
All right.
My
Okay.
target was a 51.
Okay. Yeah, so it looks like Modius and Phalos, you guys here, and it's almost like the beating of your own heart, and all the sounds are overwhelming for a while. Like, it starts to feel hard to breathe. Like, you're walking, but it doesn't seem like anything changes. You just see these vast shapes of these, 50-meter wide tree trunks, and these soft, white mushrooms and moss and pine needles and everything, and it's just monotonous and dark and silent. But you hear the slow, crystal-like chime of running water.
If I hear it, I'm not letting anybody know that I hear anything. I've learned my lesson.
Just gonna turn to Lothos. I think I am hearing water nearby. I am not well versed in nature, but that could be directional navigational point, yes?
Running water? So they have sewer systems here? Odd.
I think I'm referring more to stream or river. Perhaps babbling brook.
Have any of us seen nature? I think Barbosa's the only one that's ever seen nature.
Even Barbosa, a frontier world isn't like a, verdant, lush pioneer land. It's just
It
on
was-
the rim.
It was,
It was basically the good, the bad, and the ugly for an
Sci-fi.
entire world.
I think Firefly, like a grim, dark Firefly, is kind of like the equivalent of, like,
That was Sithka.
Sithka, yeah.
Sithka.
I haven't
Um,
necessarily heard about or seen a river, but I heard about it in a book I read once.
Reading is heresy.
Hardcore
So-
motherfuckers.
Either way, it's scent of water. Or liquid.
I guess at that point, Lothos will chime in on the microbeat and say, from what the tech priest is telling me, here's water running up ahead.
Or liquid.
Or liquid.
Okay.
So keep an eye out, especially the flamer units.
At that, Lieutenant Daniels will order a halt. And the guys will either take a knee or there's not really cover You could run up to one of the base of the trees and get near the mushrooms, but they don't seem to really want to do that.
That's a
So,
smart move.
They're just going to stop, kneel down, and sort of just be turning. Stock and Barrel will do the same thing, flanking out to the left and right, and then Lieutenant Daniels will make his way back to you. And so Stop, he'll listen, eventually picking up on the noises like, well, what do you think?
I'm guessing
think I hear
if
it.
we listen to it long enough, I'm assuming we all hear it, right? Since it's pointed out now.
Yeah.
Okay. How loud is it? Like, does it seem like it's a very active stream, or does it seem like it's a bit lazy?
It's not very loud, but that might just be distance.
Okay.
What is the quality of the sound? Does it sound? Is it like a roar, or is it like a babble? Is it like a distant, like as a big river, or is it like just like a little like kind of like babbling brook type?
Not slow, but definitely not a river. Fast enough moving that it would be hypothetically potable.
And we didn't have a good idea of distance from where we landed to where the city ruins were.
Yes. You estimated it was about 15 kilometers, I believe. I might just be making that up, but
Might just be me.
I honestly might be.
It's a long ways.
We've only gone a handful of that, so not.
You've gone about 2 to 3 kilometers, so
Yeah,
you're not
so-
near the city.
So it's not, probably not water leaving the city for any reason. But, or at least not directly, like out of a city wall. Like it could be in theory from there, but it's a long ways off.
Give me, everyone who wants to try, surface navigation. -10.
I was gonna say, can I roll survival? We'll see if anything would come up with survival.
No, it's specifically surface
Nav.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, well, I got to beat
That's-
41.
So surface navigation.
close.
-20. I gotta roll under a 7.
Oh, and it's intelligence, so this is gonna be a fun one.
Oh, I do have to roll under 7. Under 17. Oh no, under
I have to
7.
roll under 8. Is it just a flat surface
-10.
navigate? I have to roll 1.
You got this. Aw, damn.
Okay, so none of you made it?
Nope.
Oh.
Does anyone want to use a fate point?
Nah.
I
I
already
don't care
wasted
about
one.
bubbly. Barbosa does not give a shit about this bubbling brook.
Lieutenant Dan will use a fate point.
I've got a reasonable chance of success here. Yeah, that'll do.
All right.
Alright. Phalos, you and Lieutenant Daniels will sort of pour over his, what maps he has. They're very minimal. And sort of base them, you working together with him will sort of work on the terrain and sort of basically math out the most probable direction of this stream. And you do believe it is just a little ways off, probably 100 meters. Hard to say because the silence does weird things to sound.
Well, if nothing else, is definitive path to be following if it leads right direction.
Right, so in my experience, the creepy buggers on different planets, they like water, right? So, if we go to that river, we better be ready to maybe shoot something.
I'm gonna hold my manacles up.
Nope, not yet.
We're hoping we are ready to be shooting things regardless. Residents.
Right, but
Is valid point. Other things will be drawn to sound and water.
So we stay quiet.
Yeah, Barbosa.
Hmm.
At the very
Perhaps the
least,
lights.
I would suggest giving him back his whip. You should be able to disable him if he tries anything. If we
You're
all stay this
You're
way.
better off giving him a las pistol. He will fuck your shit up with that whip. Just saying.
we'll be like, right, if something happens, I'll give him a gun. Till then, nah.
While
Fuck
everybody's-
too many witches with the face.
While everybody's kind of going back and forth, can I try and use my mutation of strangely jointed limbs to contort myself out of the manacles to see
Do
if
you
I can
want to
actually get out.
die?
No, I'm just saying. I want to see if I can. I want to know that if shit hits the fan, if
Yeah.
I can get my hands loose.
Um,
I'm willing to
it
do
gives
this
you
just to
it gives
calm,
you a
calm the nerves.
bonus, doesn't it? Like, what does it say?
Let me read it out. It says
I want to
you
weirdly
can use
contort
acrobatics to
myself.
escape from bonds.
Yeah, go
As a
ahead.
full action. My acrobatics isn't really that great, anyways.
I mean, you're just seeing if you could, so I'll give you.
Yeah,
a
I'm
plus
not
10.
trying to like rip my hands out and like be like, "Let's go, motherfuckers."
Yeah, I'll give you a plus 10.
Says pineapples like, oh shit.
Shit's about to hit the fan. Oh,
Just
close. But...
barely missed.
Whoa, that can't be right.
That can't be right.
That should have been 42. Should have been the target.
Yeah.
I think it went the wrong way.
Okay. Yeah, so, yeah, you kind of look at these manacles, and I mean, they're good. They're good handcuffs, but you can basically fold...
thumb.
Yeah, you can just fold your hand, basically, into, you know, a ropey... navigators are, by their mutation, very long and spindly, so you can pretty much just fold your hand up and slip it out if you really wanted to.
Okay.
Gross mutant body. cannot be changed.
Gross.
I'm expecting that it's beyond my capability, but I would have checked to see if I could get my data slate working while we were doing this navigator break.
It's dead.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I figured that it was just
The
completely shot.
It's not, like, broken. Give me a tech use roll.
Gladly.
Plus 30.
Well, then it's. I literally can't fail. I have to roll under a 101.
You can still crit fail.
That's true.
Okay.
Really, I'm gonna waste a 10 on that good of a odds.
Yeah, you you take a look at the data slate and pop out the power cell and see that the power cell is completely drained. And that leads you to check the las pistol, and it's completely drained. So all of your charge packs have been drained.
That's why I use good old bullets.
They stole me gunpowder. No.
Lieutenant
Other than
Daniels
his-
just looks pissed, and he just shoves the las pistol into his belt. He just looks, fuck.
I mean, I don't have much to go on, but now I am actively thinking about what could be draining our batteries just in the atmosphere. So I don't know if there's something I can do to actively think that out now, but it is on my brain parts. Just
What is the
where my head's at.
evil force that could be sapping the life spirit from those machine spirits?
Yeah, I'm not okay with it. Does that include the shock whip? I don't know if that uses charge packs at all. It just has electricity, so I'm wondering.
No.
Cool.
Different kind of power cell.
Gotcha. Well, you can give him back las pistol, I suppose. It won't do much good right now.
Boy.
That's bad news all around.
It is not great.
I assume that you have your auspex with you, Modius.
Shackle, I have it. Yeah.
It's
I have
useless.
a Vox caster, same deal.
Voxcaster's broke.
My howler. No.
No.
So this is
Give
why I wanted to
me-
limit
This is-
capacitor.
This is heresy.
Give me a D100. It's bad.
This is heresy.
Well, we knew it was heresy coming in.
No, this is even more heresy. It's worse.
Your howler is okay.
Yes.
As you
The
pull
Emperor
it
prevails.
out of your bag and turn it on, it just starts flying around and screaming, and a few of these guardsmen just like fall to the ground and like get down. A few of them are just like panicking. One just lets off a plume of Prometheus.
This Lothos is cackling. You cannot silence the power of the Emperor.
Right, turn that shit off! You're trying to get us all popped, are you?
Grabs it. puts
Maybe
it away.
temporarily silence power of the Emperor. At least in foreboding jungle.
I will
See,
be
this
as
is-
loud about the Emperor as I want to be.
That's why I think instead of being
As
on
is your
recruiter
right.
ships,
As
It
is
we just
your
need to
right.
be on a fully stocked cybernetic haul ship of some kind, so when I need lumen capacitors, I can get them. Instead of this really cool leg.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Don't worry, I'll give you a ship to explore. Don't worry.
I
Give you a
I
shot.
regret everything I just said now.
Thank you for the space wolf that's about to land Grandana.
Think about the spider crabs, but Tyranid size.
No. These are gonna be the weasel mongooses or
The
something.
bat lizards.
Weasel
Bat
bats.
lizards.
It's gonna be the
That was
snake
success.
ladies come to get vengeance for being called snake ladies
He
repeatedly.
has plans.
All right. I think we're heading towards this river. That was my plan.
Okay. Yeah. After everything calms the fuck down, the guardsmen sort of check over their gear. Luckily, most of them have solid projectiles. Or flamers, which,
Yes.
it's a flamethrower.
Yeah.
No batteries required.
No. They also have 2 grenades, but again, that's a chemical reaction, so...
Barbosa. In the
Yes.
pocket on the left, there's a couple of blind grenades. Take them.
Nah, mate. You can keep those.
I can't throw them.
Yeah, you could.
Oh, sure you can. Look,
You
thanks.
can pull the pin and you can chuck it.
As of now, that's my only defense.
You could hold it close to yourself and hope for the best.
You got an underhand granny shot it, but you can still throw it.
You just shove
Does
it into
that add
someone's
to my
mouth.
dexterity?
Oh god.
Make a melee attack with the flashbang.
I would like to have the orcs.
Critical
swallow their
success.
flashbang.
Shove it in their face.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that would kill
Right in
you.
the mouth.
That would definitely kill you.
Would kill a person, wouldn't kill an orc. Orc would be like,
Tasty.
Alright.
Spicy teeth, more teeth.
Alright, you guys continue, or now, sort of change your path more towards the northeast. The train beginning to descend and level out, and you smell sort of a more fresh, like a movement of the air, a flow under here, and soon eventually you guys are audibly hearing the sound of the river, as well as a creaking of what sounds like wood and timbers.
yeah. Around the time when I start hearing that, I'm gonna pull up my grappling hook and I'm gonna Batman out of there. Just...
Okay, yeah, just up into
Oh,
one of the
so-
trees.
And that's the last we saw.
Throw my
before he was eaten by one of the fucking spiders up at the top.
Oh man, don't give the damned ideas. But no, yeah, just to like a branch, but I am gonna want to kind of be like having a higher perspective where I can see whatever I can see down below. Still got the night vision goggles, or the what do they call it, the
Scanners.
photovisors. And so I'm just gonna be up there with my sniper rifle and just kind of swinging from treetop to treetop.
Okay. Yeah, you will get up there and see, and with your vantage, you will see up ahead, sort of, just through the terrain and the thickness of the foliage. They can't see it, but you can now. A small, what looks to be sort of house with a water mill attached to it. Just slowly just creaking and turning with the flow of this stream.
Right. I'm gonna get on the mono beat immediately. Right, everybody stop. There's a witch house in front up ahead. Definite witch house.
The guardsmen at this will halt immediately.
It's good we got the flamers. We're gonna have to burn this fucker down. I've seen many witch houses. That's a witch house for sure.
Right. If there's a witch house, could you throw down the whip, please?
No. Does it look like the house? Does it look ramshackle? Does it look?
It
or is
looks
this like
like-
Hansel and Gretel, and it's like all this lovely place in the middle of the spooky woods. Like, oh,
It
it looks so
looks-
warming.
It looks rough. It looks like very rugged and rustic. It's log and stone. Looks like it has a thatch roof that's sunken in and sort of rotted out in a few places.
Does it look lived in?
It's hard to say. You're coming up from the back of it. And you're pretty far away as it is. So you wouldn't really be able to make out too many details.
Okay. What about through my scope?
Yeah, through your optic, you would see that there are animal hides or skins or some sort of leather stretched out over the windows. No glass. There doesn't seem to be any metal as well. Like, everything's held together with like wooden pegs or slotting together. Looks very rustic, very like primal, sort of early colonial, maybe even earlier technology.
heads on sticks or anything like that, though.
Nope.
How from where I'm? About how far away would you say it is?
It's about 300 meters.
300 meters. Okay, I'm with it.
Right, structure's 300 meters out. I want to move closer and maintain vantage. I suggest 2 squads, one go left and one go right. Time to move to a tree.
And then
Is there still a glowing orb on my belt?
Yep.
Yes.
I'm gonna take it off and either find a way to turn it off or ask somebody to turn it off because I don't want it.
Yeah, you can turn it off.
Okay, it's off.
The guardsmen cannot hide their lights and will not hide their lights. They cannot see in the dark. And they're not about that shit. They will hear your order, and basically Lieutenant Daniels will give some commands, just silently hand signals. Stock and Barrel will sort of separate. Stock will take 2 of the flamers. Barrel, Lieutenant Dan will take the other one, and they will sort of begin flanking out and around, trying to see what they can see. What are the rest of you doing?
Hiding.
My effective range with a sniper rifle is 200, so I'm going to get within effective range, and I'm going to post up and just watch what happens.
Okay. And you're jumping from tree limb to tree limb?
Yeah, just like swinging, you know,
Give
grappling.
me an acrobatics check.
Any bonuses from having the grappling hook?
Go ahead with plus 20.
And then is it going to be acrobatics or just straight agility?
Acrobatics.
Plus 20. I have to roll like under a 90.
You're not very familiar with trees.
Congratulations.
Oh.
We're back to
8
pre-stream.
point time.
Okay, yeah.
Let's try that again.
Go ahead and use a fate point to re-roll.
Wait a second. I think the math is off because the first tick is plus 10, right?
The first tick is
first tick
flat.
is getting rid of the
Plus
minus
0
20.
and then and then plus 10.
Plus 10
Yes.
is the second tip.
So it'd be okay, cool, got it. So then yeah, that is right. Okay, so let's try that one more time. Ah, much better.
So you sort of run and leap off of this branch. It's about as thick as a sidewalk. And you sort of shoot the grappling hook out, just at the foliage. You're like, yeah, it'll hook onto something, and it doesn't for a second or two, and you're just plummeting. You're like, huh, this isn't gonna end well. But finally, luckily,
This
it
seems
does
familiar.
hook into something, and you do feel the line tighten and spool you within 200 meters of the habitat.
About how high up?
You're about 50 meters up.
Oh, that's okay.
Any higher, and you're gonna be too far into the foliage to really see below.
I feel
I
like
can
when
s-
you got that grappling hook, someone should have told you that it takes fate points to operate. Consistently needs them. As these groups split, I'm gonna look at Lothos and then start walking towards the group that has 2 flamers and no barrel. You get the possible witch. I'm just pointing at Modeus, and I'm gonna go with those guys.
Okay.
Then I guess I'll grab onto I'll bring Modeus with me and I'll continue on. Though I'm going to stay with the other group, but I'm going to keep back a bit away so I'm at my optimal range for shooting.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, you guys continue your advance. More stealthily and slowly now. The guardsmen will keep their flamers low to try and not spread the light too far. They won't turn them off because
This is dark as fuck.
you see that Stock has loaded his shotgun. Barrel has not started his chainsword because it's very loud. But you can see him sort of nervously sort of flicking the trigger off and on and off and on. He still has to rev it and actually activate it, but he's just sort of activating the safety over and over again, sort of glancing around. You guys have crawled up at this point. The flamer units can't crawl. they will sort of shuffle down as low as they can on their knees and elbows. And you guys have managed to get on this sort of like berms that are on each side. The river flows along, so Lieutenant Daniels is to the west. Everyone in the and Stock and the three flamers are to the east. Barbosa, we will say you are to the south because you have the height
That's what I
advantage.
figured. I'm like right in the middle between the two, with like watching both sides approach, basically.
Lothos, you said you went with Lieutenant Daniels.
Yep, and
Okay.
Modeus is with me.
Okay.
Hold on, let me roll something real fast.
No.
You may not.
Do not fuck with this, but I'm giving you my stub revolver, Modeus.
Can I? Okay.
Keep
I
it on
don't think
the
I'm
down
trained
low.
in that. Does it-
It's something. to
Solid
defend yourself
projectile?
with at range.
Yeah.
Worst comes to worst, you can always blow your own head off with it.
Yeah, you just
If it's
just end it yourself.
Like,
Get
you
you
know,
a
that
better
might
one.
be
If
the
it comes to
best
that, I'm
choice.
taking somebody with me.
Get you a shiny metal head with only 2 eyes, the correct number.
The correct number.
The correct number of eyes.
Well, I
All
mean,
better.
He,
multiple eyes, but they're
he shoots
mechanical, that's
himself.
okay.
He shoots himself, and it just travels up and takes out his third eye, and they can reconstruct all the rest. And he's just a normal boy now.
Just somehow through sheer shenanigans, he shoots out both regular eyes. And he
Ellen,
can only use the
you
third
have
eye.
you have last pistol training, right?
I do.
I can give you the holdout last pistol.
Its power cell's dead.
Oh, it's dead. That's right.
Yeah, I got.
You can't do shit with it. So yeah, you're getting the stub revolver. Hey, it's reliable, so that means you got to get a 100, and I think a 99 100 to jam it. Yeah, good luck. Don't prove me wrong, or else you're dead. I might be dead
Thank you.
first though.
I will point out I'm closer to my group than Lothos was seeming to be with his, just because my range is not incredible.
Yeah,
It's God's range.
you Stock and the three flame readings. You guys are actually closer than the others. You're only about 35 meters away, so you're close.
Are we going around to the front, or are we still behind?
You are on the east. You guys are approaching from the sides, basically. Barbosa is viewing the south. He's basically viewing the back. And then you are on the east with Stock, and then Modius and Lothos on the west. None of you have come around to the front, but from your new perspectives, you can see around to the front, especially with either your optics or your mechanandrites or whatever bullshit you have.
Any other sign of life?
You do see a knocked over wood pile. The wood seems to be rotting and decaying. Maybe it's dry rot, maybe it's been out here a while, but it's been very dry down here. So weird. You also see that the door, which looks to be a heavy wooden door made out of these, almost looks to be just thick wooden planks, has been splintered and busted in. And there seems to be, Lothos, you would be able to see this with your optic. You can see a trail of 5 lines on either side of the doorway, sort of going into it, and upon closer inspection you see fingernails caught in the cobblestones as something was dragged back into the house.
Just from what I can see, it looks like there was a possible struggle inside the household and is possibly a nest to some sort of creature. Or heretic. Modius, can I see one of your flashbangs?
This pocket here.
Okay, I'm going to grab one.
And
Okay.
then just to picture it right, this is still in heavy forest, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it's basically darkness where this house exists?
Yes.
Okay.
So, how far away is Lieutenant Daniels?
From you?
Yeah.
Few feet.
Few feet. I'm gonna hand him, or who's the more close range people? Who would be probably who looks like the people that would breach the
Lieutenant
house?
Daniels now has only a sword.
Only has a sword.
But if you want to breach a house, you have a flamer unit. who has a
I breach
flamethrower.
that. I'll just burn that fucker down.
We can burn it down, but if we want to investigate it for information, it's gonna be hard if it's.
True. Right. Fair enough.
You guys want to approach?
I want to stay in my tree.
Okay.
I'm aiming.
Oh,
I'm on Overwatch. So.
Okay.
I will hand a flashbang to Daniels, and I'm going to, if Modes is willing to move with me, I'm gonna have my group positions ourselves a little bit closer to the front where we can potentially move in it, or at least inspect it a bit better.
okay.
Still at a bit of range from it, like probably about, say, 20 meters away from it.
Sure.
Or so.
So the windows were covered with hide, not glass, right?
Yes.
I don't like my own brain for suggesting I get closer to the house, but there's a window on my side.
Yeah.
Don't.
I can
The
get
dead
up to
priest
the
crawls
wall.
into
Yeah. You want to crawl up to the wall?
No, but I do.
Okay. So
it. No, but yes.
Stock actually sees you doing this, and you see actually has a respirator on. You don't see shit. You see him sort of nod, and the rest of them will sort of follow after you, like taking your lead, crawling up to this window, and they'll all sort of hunker up against the wall and sort of look up at the window like.
I'm
Do you
gonna see
like
if
it?
I can snake Mechadendrite through past the edge of the hide
Yeah.
and look inside.
As the rest of you are witnessing this happening, Phalos, as you approach, you are hit by a new sense. The sickly, sticky, sweet smell of rotting meat.
Okay. That's possibly a good sign, weirdly. If there's only rotting meat in here.
You don't
If
hear
there's
anything.
only dead people, that's a good thing.
Yep. Dead people aren't gonna kill me, maybe. So yeah, I'm gonna absorb that fun new sensory data and then see if I can't weasel a camera through
Okay.
past the edge of the hide.
You slowly, Stock's actually holding up a grenade. He's like,
Just in range of my camera, just hold up a hand, like, just wait on us a second.
the flamer units look a little sad as you tell them.
That flamer units.
um,
While this transaction is also going on, I would like to hand the auto gun to Lieutenant Daniels. I don't know if you can use it, but you can
he
use it. Okay.
he sheaths his sword and fucking racks that thing like a goddamn pro. Just like nods at you.
I assumed he could use it, but I was like, just for the off chance he can't. But yeah,
Can a
that's a
guard-
lot better than just a fucking sword.
Can a guardsman not use a fucking auto gun? Some kind of bullshit.
Heresy!
Yeah. So you guys see this, and Phalos, as you slowly sort of breathe in this sickly, rotting meat and snake your tendril Mechadendrite up and sort of poke around the leather. It is fairly thickly, it seems, nailed into this wood, but you do find a weak point, and you push through and turn, and we're going to go on break.
And take 5
luck.
corruption points.
Joe, and your face right there, I feel like you just had something stolen from you. That's what it looks
I
like.
mean, I'll get it when we come back. I was in that moment.
Nice.
All right, so we're gonna take a quick
When you
break,
use an
guys.
auto gun.
Nah. Don't go anywhere. We have a lot more ahead of us. We're gonna see what these guys have stumbled onto, but we'll be right
Stick
back.
around and see what this meat looks like.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Watch Whispers of the Eye. Stick around. See what this meat's about.
This
Is
meat
it
here.
good meat or is it bad meat? Who knows?
All right, welcome back, everyone. Sorry for the bit of a long break. We were going over a few things, but we're back and we're ready to keep playing. So, we took our break right when Phalos, along with his group of guardsmen, had sort of snuck their way up to the side of this habitat that they've stumbled across in this deep forest. The smell of rotten carrion, just looming thick over here. The guardsmen don't notice it because they're wearing respirators. You are able to detect it, however. And as you sneak your Mechadendrite up and through the leathers covering the window, you are met with a scene of carnage. The furniture inside is rustic, made of wood. Again, no metal. The mattress looks like stuffed with straw. A threadbare blanket. Cooking is basically a fire and spit. It's rough. But you're not really worried about that. You're worried about the sort of thing on the wall, and you don't really understand what you're looking at first. It's this sort of almost human-like shape, but twisted and mangled at where the limbs would be. And spreading out for it, almost as though it was hit this wall with a great impact, is just a kaleidoscope of blood and viscera and chunked meat that was literally spliced out of the skin upon impact. And you realize that the things in this wall are what is left embedded in the wood of bone and spine and viscera. You see a single arm in one corner of the room, fingernails having been torn off, clutching some sort of medallion. And looking around the room towards that hand, you see what looks to be a shrine set up, lit by low candles. The visage across the shrine, carved out of wood, is unfamiliar, but it seems to depict a human-looking person, sort of stern of face, but proud and regal-looking, a lion's mane of hair cascading back. And there are other symbols, and it looks to be offerings of flowers or small clusters of brightly colored stones or whatever these people could find. But there's a lot of blood in the room.
So that you said those are currently lit by candles,
Yes.
and this blood looks fresh.
It's not precisely fresh, but the candles are very large. They're votive candles, and they basically stay lit for quite a long time.
Okay, so the blood isn't necessarily fresh, but there are still identifiable. They haven't completely.
Give me a Medicaid check.
$31, unless you're adding any other modifiers.
Nope.
Not quite.
Okay. You're unable to determine a sort of window for exactly how long, these people have been, what is left of them has been dead. There's not really a whole body. It's been pulverized to such an extent that it's mincemeat. It's literally gristle in piles splashed across this wall from an impact.
But at the very least, this is a single room, and there's nothing
Yes.
living inside it right now.
It looks empty.
Pull the thing back, slowly stand up, and just kind of motion to the guys with me. And then I'm going to start moving around the front and just kind of, not from the camera, do one of these things.
Mhm.
And just get the other group coming in. And I have a microbeat. I'll just say out loud. We have gained visual on the interior. There is no living thing inside, but is not a pretty sight. And you know what? I'm gonna put on. I got a rebreather thing. We got them after the last time we needed them. I just don't want to smell this anymore, so I'm gonna put that on.
Sure. Yeah, you quickly attach the rebreather and just the flat, clean oxygen flowing into your lungs. Or no, you wouldn't even have to do that. You could just apply the filter, and it would just filter out any smells. Yeah. The door is splintered. It's going to take a little bit of effort to move the pieces out of the way. It was a very large, very heavy wooden door. You see that you also now see as you approach these sort of scratching marks as someone tried to resist being pulled back in. These sort of furrows carved out in the wood.
So it does look like human hands, not
Yes.
some sort of monstrosity with claws. Cool. So yeah, I'll begin working on that door while I wait for other people to approach.
At the sight of that, I'm gonna probably put my rebreather on too.
Yeah, I'll spell on my rebreather because I don't know what's over there, and he put his rebreather on.
Yeah.
But at this point, I'll have our team pretty much move up as well. Pretty much not exactly on top of them, but probably keeping about 10 meters away from the front door. And then also having the flamer units look outwards just in case there's anything, watching us.
You only have one flamer unit.
Mhm.
But yeah, they will, as you guys all approach and sort of convene. Barbosa, do you jump down or are you staying up in the trees?
I would probably move a little bit closer, but I think I would still stay up just to make sure that, I can see what's going on. Once everything, like if it's like the all clear is given and everything and perimeter's formed up, then I'll probably get down.
You're high in the sky, so
It looks
the
like
shit coming.
the flamer units have basically created a half moon, sort of facing out over the facing northish, we'll say.
There's already a perimeter formed, then yeah, I might go in. If they like,
Yeah, Stock and Barrel are working with Phalos to move this heavy wood or ramshackle pieces of this door out of the way. It will take some effort, but you guys are making progress. So you guys can reconvene and talk
yeah,
about...
I'd say probably
Okay.
by the time that they get the door free, I'd probably be down there.
Okay. Yeah, as they finally finish clearing the debris out of the way, Barbosa, you haven't put on a rebreather, so you smell the carrion.
Mhm.
And you know that it's not fresh.
Yeah, I've smelled bodies before.
Yeah.
Like,
It's probably a few days old. But it's hard to
what
say
I-
with this climate.
can I tell how many people were killed? Can I tell like if it was more than one or?
Give me an investigation or scrutiny check.
Scrutiny. Plus anything?
Flat.
Nope.
Close. Hard to say. The one body that's embedded in the wall and has basically turned to gristle is undefinable. Some of the bones have splintered. Some of them are, broken or missing or pulverized. The skull has basically crunched until it's just the skull plate. And the teeth are sort of broken and chipped and jagged as well. It looks to be human, though. And you also notice the hand clutching the, maybe some sort of medallion or something on the ground.
Can I check for tracks for like any animal or anything like that, or any kind of signs of what could have done it, or claw marks? Or...
Yeah.
I think it'd be survival. I'm assuming.
That sounds good. Okay. No,
such thing.
the moss is extremely hard to discern tracks out of. It's very spongy. You guys have torn up quite a bit of it with your heavy boots and gear and, moving around and stuff like that. Like, any sort of predator would probably have adapted to not leaving a trace on this.
Speaking of predators, can I take a look around and make sure that I don't see anything before I kind of make my way towards the rest of the gore that's inside?
Yeah, give me a perception check. -10.
That means there's something there.
Shit.
Okay.
Okay.
You're sort of looking around, and it's hard to say. Like, you've had the globe on you, so your night vision has been ruined, basically. So you're still trying to adjust, and maybe it's just, you know, when you rub your eyes and there's the flecks of red and color and everything like that. Maybe it's just that, but you could swear that you could see, strangely enough, sets of orange lights, pairs of them hovering around off in the darkness, but you blink and they're gone.
Off in the darkness.
Should have stayed in the fucking tree.
How much do we know
So
about
whoever's-
this planet?
Whoever's near me is gonna get like an elbow and like kind of
You
nod
guys
off to
know
the area.
jack shit about this planet.
So
It has
just
been unreachable
a
for
long
13,000 years. That's a long time.
Sure.
It's also been surrounded by the warp, so any sort of mutation or aberration may occur to the
I
natural
just
fauna.
didn't know if we would know that this level of technology was. Sorry, what we knew before.
No, it was a modern imperial world in
okay, so this is
M30.
probably presumably built post.
This definitely would not have lasted 13,000 years, no.
Gotcha. I want to check out this medallion because you say that I'm picturing metal, but it might not be because nothing else is.
It is actually. It is gold,
Okay.
from what it looks like. It's gold. It's a heavy, rough-looking chain, and it depicts some sort of strange symbol. It doesn't. It's not like the symbols of chaos that burn your eyes and pierce your mind, but it's unreadable and unrecognizable. You notice that it's copied on the shrine.
I'll get a picture of that and the shrine, and keep the medallion for now.
Okay.
And then I'm going to look around for anything else that, because this is pretty crudely made. The medallion is.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just going to look around for anything else that kind of ties into this worship. I'm going to check out the offerings. You said like pretty stones and things. Just to see if anything of significance that would lead to more information is left at this shrine.
There seem to be small scrolls that have been rolled up and tied and sort of left at the base of the shrine. There's no real food. And you notice that about the house, there's not really any food around.
Meanwhile, Lothos, in the back in the dark there, we're not alone.
I will look at the direction that he points out.
You don't see anything.
Why is it always me? That fucker.
Are you seeing it with this?
No, I'm seeing it with the two regular eyes. Other sets of eyes. Be aware, be cautious.
And you said this isn't a familiar symbol, so it itself is new, but is it similar to anything, or can I make a next closest, this is the best thing I've got to equate it to kind of option?
Forbidden Lore Cult.
Well, I don't have that, but I'll give it a shot.
Minus 20.
On top of the minus 20 for not having the skill? Or
No,
the
just
minus 20?
just
Okay.
minus 20.
So we gotta beat a 31. No.
No, you can't place it. It almost looks like some sort of avian creature. But it's so roughly like designed, it's impossible to say.
Heresy!
I mean, probably. And then I just wanted to look at how deeply into the wall of his body is embedded and try and get an estimate of how much force was required to put it there.
It would take quite a bit of force to splat someone against the wall in such a way to make mincemeat out of their muscles and organs.
I was trying to estimate what could fit inside this building and provide that much force. My answer is which
Give me.
Ice Marines.
Give me. Forbidden Lord Warp.
You got to hit that 31 again. Nah, closer, but nah.
Could be anything. Could be a bear.
Is being
You've never seen a bear.
conspicuous. What possibly bear? I have not seen a bear.
It was a bear.
Well, since I've already warned everyone out there, can I go join Phalos and try and
Yeah. It's
basically do the same things he's
it's
doing? See if
pretty
someone can trouble.
gnarly in there as you see the scene for
Yeah.
the first time, but
Let's check out these scrolls, and I'm also looking for any other writings, anything to learn about whoever lived here, and if there's any more information on the region.
yes. So you go over to the scrolls, and they're tied together with what looks to be rawhide. So rawhide strips them, undo them, and scroll them out. And surprisingly, it seems to be a very sort of rough deviation of Low Gothic. So think like you learn Spanish, but you're in Mexico, where it's changed to the extent where you can kind of get what's going on, but you can't really get the, details precisely. Or the, like, subtle, whatever.
So like going back and reading like Saxon, where it's kind of English, but it's not.
It's like if you, so
Canterbury
like
Tales.
copy and paste into a translator, and it gives you
Ah, gotcha.
that sort of response. That's basically what you're doing. You're reading this, it's going through a translator in your brain, and being determined as something else.
I'm gonna get pictures of these as well. I'm basically just documenting everything in here in case
Yeah.
I need it later. But we'll see what I can glean from these almost readable scrolls.
Yeah. So it seems to be, Holy God Emperor, hear our prayer. We are starving, still no food. Why do you not save us? We should not have come here.
And that's the gist across all three.
No, that's just the first
Oh,
one.
Gotcha.
There are 3 of them.
What's behind door number 2?
Door number 2, you unveil this one. It seems to be older. Holy God Emperor, Shield of Renathia, guide me in my struggle against the encroaching darkness, ever with your eternal fire.
Then behind the final curtain.
This one seems to be the most recent. It's rapidly scribbled. It seems to be the hand was shaking. God Emperor, save us, please. Something's here. Why haven't you answered my... And the my is just dragged off.
These are left at the shrine of an unrecognizable figure.
Yes.
Okay. I'll share these. I know Modeus is in the room now, but whomever else wants to take a look.
Yeah, you guys are shown the messages in the shrine. Do you show them the medallion as well?
Yeah.
Okay. I will say... Yeah, neither of you would know what this is.
Seems like people make bad decisions.
And when you say most recent, that's still fairly old.
How do you mean?
Well, the most recent one, you said it was the most recent. of the
It's
scrolls,
impossible to tell.
Gotcha. If there's nothing else I'm gleaning from the interior, I'm just going to try and work out how remote this actually is, because it looks like this place was built and then overtaken by woods to me, or they just didn't have any way of clearing woods to build a better location. So I'm trying to determine if there would be other buildings spread out in a village type of thing, or other civilization.
Sure. Give me a navigation surface +10.
Okay, so I got to beat a 61.
The
Do you wanna
rolls
use-
are terrible tonight.
Do you want to use a fate point?
I do.
Okay.
How many times have you said that tonight, Dylan? Too many.
It's not my
trying to get
fault
us
you
to burn
guys.
through 'em.
It's not my fault you guys suck.
It's accurate.
It can't be like that first session we played where we only fucking rolled like 13
God.
and under.
All right. So
By 9.
yeah, you can't see any other sign of habitation. The water mill seems to be a grinding stone. It seems to be that they gathered what looks to be either the fungus or these sort of large pine nuts and ground them up into a meal. But they're just scraps at this point, shriveled like flecks of shell casings and the smear and the old smell of the fungus. It looks like the mill has not had anything go through it, and even longer than the people have, been dead here for.
Gotcha. Is the whole thing still technically turning, or is it just
Yeah,
the wheel?
it's
outside?
working.
Okay. So the stone is still going.
It's just real slow.
It's a torture system to use on heretics.
Could be. What are the rest of you doing?
If I have any reason to know whether they would choose to be upstream or downstream of other people, but I don't think I have a.
I'd have pretty much just been walking around in there, like poking around at stuff, like kicking over the bed, like looking through everything, rummaging around, see if I can find any kind of like hidden nicks or crannies or anything like that. Any like little stuff that they might have stowed away somewhere, or anything of note that's not immediately laying around.
That's pretty close to what I'm going to be doing before I head back outside too.
You find an axe with a stone blade as a vehicle drives by the highway.
The beast outside growls.
Yeah, you find a sort of looks like a woodsman's axe, but it's a stone handle. It's still like usable and sharp. It looks to be just a tool they actually had, maybe to harvest the mushrooms. Maybe they can find smaller trees. Maybe they just cut off
Time to
branches.
ask some heretics questions.
You also find some climbing gear. So it's kind of like rappelling gear. It's like you can nail in these pintons, probably to the trees. Oh, thank you for following, Gloomforge.
Jeez.
You can sort of, looks like they were nailing these spikes into the trees to sort of climb up, and probably harvesting the branches instead of, the full tree, which is impossible.
I'd probably grab a little bit of that climbing gear.
That could be useful if you want to rappel upwards, and then we can use that to get up to you. Have an advantage point. Sniper's nest.
Start harnessing yourself into every tree before you try to fall out of it again.
I'm gonna
A
jump,
safety.
guys.
He gets he's finally gotten a safety line.
He's not gonna use it. He's not gonna use
Nothing
the
there,
safety line.
Modeus. That axe is probably low tech.
That axe is definitely low tech.
I'm gonna look over at Barbosa.
As long as he's still handcuffed, I don't care if he has an axe.
All right.
I do
But
have
I'm
a,
gonna notice that he has a stub revolver.
I do have a sub revolver in my
Right!
hand.
Who the fuck gave the mutants fucking? Who gave him a gun? I took all of his guns and you gave him a gun.
Relax. It's not been fired. Remember, outside is where the issue is.
Well, not that I am disagreeing, but there is plenty of issue inside as well.
Inactive issues, yes.
Typically,
I'm gonna
I
head back outside.
focus on an individual item, but just to satisfy my own curiosity to see if anything else is made of metal or something, because I figure if there is, it's probably sequestered away
Mm-hmm.
and also small. So I want to see if I can just kind of like pulse and see if anything will pull to me from this room with my
Give
third.
me the
force.
metal.
Yeah.
Magneto.
Nice.
What's the range on that for the pulse?
Oh, far enough for the interior of this room. Let's see.
Isn't it like 30 meters or something like
It's like a
40
decent-
meters, because I
Okay.
rated it.
40.
So
Up to
all the guardsmen's
6
weapons will
kilograms.
be tried to be drawn towards you. They will be confused and probably frightened.
Shits just start floating around.
Inside. Okay. Yeah. Barbosa, as you like were flipping the straw mattress over and just, pulling stuff out, and you're like, yeah, nothing, whatever, fuck it. Fucking raggedy clothes, threadbare, rough hewn, like nothing, like even the worst Imperial clothing was better than this shit. And you're kind of just seeing something pass it by. But as Phalos lets out his pulse, you will hear more than see the sort of jingle as the pillow twitches.
Pulling my gun on the pillow.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna pull the gun, point at the pillow, and then I'm gonna take out my mono knife and I'm gonna flip the pillow over and cut it open.
Okay.
And see if there's anything inside of it.
Yeah,
Like
as-
I'm expecting a little critter to jump out or something.
No, as you sort of, you're tense, and Lieutenant Daniels is in the room, and he'll have the auto gun sort of pointed at the pillow as well. You slice it open, it's just straw and these pine needles and whatever they could stuff in there to give them some sort of support. You're like, slice it through, and you stop, because your blade clinks against something. You pull out a very fine silver chain attached to a very tarnished, very worn, very old Aquila.
Like Inquisitor's Aquila?
No, just like the double-headed eagle, which is the sign
Oh,
of the
okay,
Imperium.
got it. Oh, no, I was thinking of Rosetta, never mind.
No.
But
Right, well.
I was like, okay, this is like Inquisitors ended up. I don't want to be a Inquisitor anymore. I'm just gonna pull it up and be like,
Right, well. I think they're not heretics then?
At least owner of that was not as such at one point in time. 13,000 years of warp storms. Someone here is a heretic.
Right,
We're
mate,
gonna
it's
find
not that.
him.
He's not wrong.
Do you show them the prayer messages, Phalos?
Yeah,
Okay.
I did.
Yeah, so those are passed around. Lieutenant Daniels, he's in the room. He's going to take a look at them as well if you allow him.
Barbosa doesn't care about the letters. Reading
I'd
is
have
hard
handed
for
them to
Barbosa.
Lothos, so at this point they're no longer my problem.
I
So
don't
I
see
don't
a
care.
reason. I don't see a reason why not showing
I
him.
wouldn't stop it, but
Yeah.
I didn't have them. So I guess consensus. He's allowed to look at them.
He's sort of looking at them, and he's having a much harder time processing what he's reading. But he seems to be kind of understanding. He's like, this Shield of Renathia. Do you think that's the name of the city?
Could possibly be the city.
Be a planet.
Also- It could also be the explanation of why we haven't been getting back our scouts.
He'll sort of look around the room. I don't think these people understand that they're on a planet.
Right, so.
I've
they think they're
been
dead. I thought I was dead once.
I've been to a few worlds where they've been cut off or secluded, or some terrible world-ending apocalypse has happened and humanity has risen up from the ashes. You know how it goes. The Imperial Guard goes where the Imperial Guard is needed. But some of them, they fought with bows, swords, slings, arrows. They didn't understand what they were a part of anymore.
Right, so you're saying
Slytherin Shrine.
that these people or descended from the people that was here before all them warp storms happened, right? And they forgot where they were. And they forgot.
15,000 years is long time. Especially if you have only stories of before. They remember the emperor, but they may not remember who he was. And have attached a name to whoever this might be.
Right. So, is that heresy? Do I gotta kill him or not? I'm
That's
confused.
definitely heresy.
It's not heresy. We will
Definitely
be
heresy.
possibly exterminating planet, but we will start with this man.
But you do know by standard inquisitorial and ecclesiarchal law, you would try to convert them first. Some worlds, when they're found upon after they've been lost, like that's how the night worlds were discovered. It was a imperial world lost for thousands of years, and they developed their own society and their own, special culture and everything. But they still believed in the God Emperor. When the Imperium came back, they were like, "Holy fucking shit, you guys are back!"
You actually
You're
existed.
real.
Yeah. And that's
You know,
where the
God
Imperial
Emperor
Knights
and,
come from.
the fire fairies and shit. And just
Like,
random
holy shit! They did create AI again, though, so that was a bit of an issue. But that's lore.
We won't even go into that.
Yeah.
Technology's weird. It's just so fucking confusing.
Yeah. Lieutenant Daniels looks at you all. And he'll check his chrono as well, which is working. And we've been on planet for about 4 or 5 hours, I think. We're making slow time, unfortunately, with the terrain. Hopefully we can break out of this wood sometime soon.
I right like the wood. Easy for things to not see you in the wood. Once we hit open territory, who knows what's gonna see us?
Well, who knows what's
Well,
seeing
that
us
is
in here?
cutting both ways, Barbosa. We cannot see other things in forest.
You can't, and I'm gonna grapple into this.
You can't just like.
He'll get a little tense and he'll pull out a small case and a low stick. Sort of light it. So, what's the plan, neophytes, if I may ask?
Done what we had worked out earlier. Does the stream in either direction run towards the ultimate goal here for us to follow something or no?
You know from what rough sort of scouting you have that the inquisitorial servo skull showed that the city, or the what looks like a city from the far off distance it was, seemed to be on the coast.
Water runs.
Down
Water
the
runs
coast is.
towards something, usually.
Yes. Well then, it seems to me we should be following the stream.
Alright. Would you, give my men a little time to rest? Those flamers aren't light.
Right, yeah, that's fine. But first, let them use them. Burn this whole fucking thing down.
As you wish, Inquisitor. Alright, neophyte. One day. Yeah, and with a motion, he will order one of his flamer guys, Pen. He'll order Pen forward. Pen's sort of a pale, lanky, tall guy. He's got this, what they call flamer burn all over his face, where his face has basically an extreme suntan just from being seared from flamer heat over and over and over again. All the hair, he has no eyebrows, no hair from what you can see. It all just seems to have been burned off. He'll just sort of smile this wide smile. He's got these like narrow sort of gray teeth, and he's sort of chewing on what looks to be this fat lip. And he'll just let out this gout of flame through the doorway, and it will just burst out of the windows, blowing the leather flaps out. Quickly just igniting the entire thing. Promethium burns considerably hotter than napalm. So it is very quickly completely engulfed in flames.
While that's happening, can I keep an eye on to where I saw the eyes previously?
Yeah.
Again, just awareness to make sure that we're not being watched as I thought we already were.
Matt, give me an awareness check, plus 20.
It's all in your head.
I hope not.
Yeah. So as you look around, this time you see them. And there
Lothos is.
are
I'm bringing
more.
Lothos with me.
Yeah, you point them out and you see them. They're these orange circular lights just out a few hundred meters
I see.
up in the trees, it seems. In the branches.
shit.
This isn't just me, right?
Like, is it just him, or also I see them?
You see them too,
It-
yeah.
Oh,
That
shit.
is my domain.
Yeah, I'm going to let Barbosa know of our company and point it out.
I'm assuming I see them as well.
Yeah.
I'll unsling my rifle off my shoulder and look through the scope and see if I can get a better.
Ooh.
Nice.
Give me. You have quick draw, right?
Uh-huh.
Does that work for the sniper rifle?
Yeah, it works for everything.
Okay.
It doesn't specify.
What's
like,
your-
any type
I could technically quick draw a heavy machine gun if I
What's
had.
your
of weapon. You could. It doesn't specify.
What's your maximum range for the sniper rifle? Or long range?
Standard range is 200, so I think extreme range is 600.
Give me an awareness check, plus 30.
Awareness. I actually got awareness now. Haha.
Yeah, you guys haven't
Mother fucking bullshit. I'm
been...
doing
hasn't-
it.
Okay.
Oh God.
2 hit points left after this. You said plus 20 or plus 30?
Plus 30. You guys'
Fucker! Fucking
That's-
shit!
You guys' rolls were trash tonight.
Bro,
you
I have
bring
rolled
great.
below- I like
Minus
had
my
a roll below a
most
50
important.
or something like that. It's fucking terrible.
you bring the optic up. But you know, it's still a big sniper rifle. You have to get it lined up and brace and everything like that, even with your quick draw. And you see the eyes. You see them, but as you sort of bring your optic up, they sort of wink out and disappear.
Right, well, they know what a rifle is. That's a problem.
They've been following us.
This point,
Watching.
I'm gonna come up to Modeus. Now, manacles, is that like an actual physical key type of thing, or can anybody take those off?
Yeah, they're basically handcuffs.
Well, if I can remove them, I will. Otherwise, we need Barbosa.
You can attempt to cut through the blade or the
Oh,
chain.
I
Yeah, Barbosa's the only one who has the key.
Okay, that's what I was double checking. I don't know if it was a code.
No,
situation.
it's not like yeah. Some, I mean, there are, but not these ones.
Can't use your multi-key and just plug it into it.
I mean, I do have a multi-key. I could attempt, but instead, I know the guy with the key.
Oh yeah, you think you still have a working multi-key?
Oh shit, that requires power, doesn't it?
Shit.
Well, you're screwed now.
You think your combi tool still works?
I don't have one of those. I need
That's,
one.
that's just Swiss Army knife.
Just saying, I need a monkey wrench. That'll never go
Combi
die
tool
on
is like
me.
literally a wrench. That's what when I think of a combi tool, I literally just think of like an
wrench.
Allen wrench.
It's a
one of
wrench.
those Allen
Yeah.
it's literally.
Barbosa, perhaps it's time to uncuff Modeus. If we may be attacked, or need to attack.
I'll look him up and down.
Right, well, obvious his eyes ain't bleeding no more. Alright, but hey, you bleed from the eyes again, I ain't gonna handcuff you. I'm gonna shoot you in the face. Got me?
I bleed from the eyes again. You got a deal.
Tears of blood begin running down your face.
Fuck!
I'm gonna walk up to him all kind of like squinty eyed, like looking dead in his face as I kind of and put the hand a bit. Right, told you.
I considered just pulling him off in front of him, but I'm just not gonna push it right now.
That's a good way to get shot.
Why would you shoot a potential heretic when there are 3 ways to burn him?
I'll just shoot
You
him in the
think
kneecaps,
you think
then
that there
leave
are
it.
only 3 ways to burn a heretic?
Well, 3 very convenient ones with us.
Oh, my
Their
sweet
names
soda.
are Pin, Barrel.
Just
Pin
grab him and
chambers.
throw him into the.
Pin chambers and trigger.
yeah.
Is there a tree which is near to the burning house, which is not
Barbosa.
full of scary eyes?
Before you jump off, the whip, please.
Roll.
It does you no
I'm just
good.
gonna go and start throwing all my shit that I have in my pockets. I'm keeping the photo visors for right now.
That's fine.
Okay.
Actually, you could probably use them better than I can, which is what you're doing. When we get back to the ship, if we ever do, get yourself as an extra set.
Yeah, so you can equip all your stuff again, Modius. The guardsmen seeing this seem a little bit more relieved. It's always nice to have an extra gun at their side, and the fact that the scary mutant isn't handcuffed anymore is always a good sign.
Not that scary. I'm a good-looking guy
Yeah, you know.
With a demonic
with
eye.
blood dripping from my eyes. Clean that shit up real quick.
Yeah, it's still dry and crusty. Especially around your
Right.
tear ducts, it hurts to scratch
Oh,
it
I
out.
definitely clean that up right away, even if I was.
Yeah.
Sadly, you're not getting back that auto gun.
You want to go up into the trees.
I want to
I don't want it.
see. So you said that the eyes were all really, really far away, right?
Yes.
So I imagine now we're basically standing in front of an inferno that's burning behind us.
It's a large blaze, yes.
So I'm just basically thinking, and then they want to rest. So what I want to basically do is like find a tree that's close to the inferno, so everybody else can kind of sit in front of the fire where it's going to be lit and everything like that, and they won't have, they'll have light. And then I just want to be like up above where I can like still have vantage and everything like that, potentially not be seen by if anything decides to come up and start creeping and crawling around.
Okay, so you're on Overwatch?
Basically, yeah, I just want to get back up in the like close, but just like so I'm in the shadow. Basically, I want to go up there, roll stealth to see if I can be hidden, and then hide in the tree and just keep an eye out.
And to clarify, they don't need like, an hour. They're going to take like 30 minutes to drink some water, eat some corpse starch, and like check over their shit.
Yeah, I just still
Yeah.
30 minutes, 30 fucking minutes.
No, exactly, yeah. Just, in case anyone had any like, thoughts that this was going to be like an 8-hour rest. Like, no, they're like, hey, we need
Long
a break.
rest. Yeah, right.
Takes a stimulant pill. Like, let's go. Okay.
They're all warlocks.
Maybe. May fucking be.
Short rest is all that's needed.
Alright. Yeah, so after about half an hour,
Enough time.
they go on rotation. There's always multiple people on guard. You guys don't see the eyes again. Maybe they do know what a rifle is. Maybe they don't. Maybe the fire scared them off. Hard to say. But as the fire intensifies and eventually reaches its apex, even singeing and smoking some of the branches that are far above it with the heat, you'll hear just a chittering and clicking echoing through the forest.
Oh.
Just...
Well, I'm going to be rolling my stealth that I was talking about. Any bonuses for being in a tree above the line of sight?
You know where
bonuses.
the eyes are? Probably not.
You guys, you don't have to. You have alerted something to your presence, but after a few minutes, after about 30 seconds of this weird echoey clicking,
I put my bets down what it is.
uh,
I don't like it.
it fades away into silence. It seems like it's moving off until it fades away.
Scared it off.
Stock is gonna turn to you, Barbosa. Like, oh, he's actually not gonna turn to you. You're up in a fucking tree. I can show you the world. Doom, fire, and bloodshed. I'll turn to you, Modius. Be like, what the fuck was that?
Whatever it was, it didn't like the blaze. Perhaps that was one of the better things we could have done.
You see guardsman thoughts going through his head.
Guardsman thoughts. giant scuttle monsters.
Thinking of all the horrible things that
Mhm.
he's seen, all the different corners
Hey,
of the
we're
galaxy.
on a
Yeah.
we're on a death and a quarantine world that has been surrounded by fucking warp storms. Like,
Goes.
These guys aren't used to whatever it is. Probably hasn't seen a blaze like this.
You think they didn't like the blaze?
Whatever was there is moving away, not toward.
All right. And he'll let out. He has removed his respirator at this point. I will say they all have removed their respirators. A, because it's hard enough to breathe already, and they're hot. And B, because the air is breathable.
for now.
He will sort of give out a whistle and sort of point back the direction you came. And Pin and Chambers will detach and just start washing the way you came in fire. Just upward angle, just gouts of flame back and forth.
Wait, Barbosa's up there.
Oh no, I'm
I know.
He's way out of their reach.
And he'll sort of look at the fire. Let's show these bastards that the Imperium's here. And Godsmen don't run.
Whatever's around knows
the
we're
trees
here.
above. Roy.
Not that tree.
Oh man, the day we run into
Unloads his
fucking something
shotgun.
that mimics Barbosa, all the rights.
All the rights.
It's Ogren. It's just go to an Ogren world. All right. Lieutenant Daniels seems a little upset that this has been done without his clearance, but Sergeant leads the troops. It's not breaking chain of command, but
Was
he
that the
will.
path back to our exit off of this planet?
You do not have an exit off of this planet.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys did
I don't know
notice
if that was-
last time or not, but we have no exfil plan. I was
No,
thinking
we-
about. I'm
no,
like,
we don't like we didn't have an exit plan to begin with, even with whatever route we went. So our exit fill plan is, finding something while we're down here or get communication.
Break the communication barrier. Yeah.
The guardsmen don't know that.
They don't.
The exit
Who's gonna tell
strategy,
them?
Super easy. We just get to the city, pistol whip the Biologos on the back of his head, and get the fuck out of here. It's not gonna be a
look,
problem.
look,
I
look,
promise.
look. None of these guardsmen are gonna live. None of them are coming
Hell,
off.
half of us might not live.
Dying
We'll
is
make
what
sure
guardsmen do
Pin
best.
makes it.
Just Pin. Fuck Lieutenant Daniels.
Just
Fuck
Pin.
Stock,
Actually,
Stock
no,
Barrel.
no. We'll bring back Lieutenant Daniels, but it's just a torso in the head.
I didn't bring
He's
flamers
just a
so that they
back-
could live. I
he's
brought
just a
flamers so
backpack.
they could burn things.
He'll be known as Darth Daniels now.
Darth Daniels.
Where is...
So the question is, who's gonna carry him on your back when he's only literally a torso and a head?
Phalos.
Phalos? Okay.
Oh,
I
my
can't.
God.
You could
They're-
turn him into a servitor.
No, we just.
I
There's
don't
a
know why you're assuming that the bits that are going to survive are going to be the flesh bits. He's going to be left with his biotic parts. Because the true flesh is the only thing strong enough to withstand whatever's coming.
He's the tech free sees that he has nicer legs.
I want your legs.
I'll get that leg.
One way or the other.
All right.
How do we begin to covet? We covet what we see every day. All right. You guys begin
Shall we?
following. Yeah, Lieutenant Daniels rallies the men. You guys begin
Onwards.
pushing forward, following the stream, and after a couple more hours, you swear that you feel a breeze, and the overbearing darkness begins to lessen to a more natural night. The planet does have 3 moons, all of them barren, no life, nothing like that. And they actually reflect quite a bit of light from this planet's sun. So it is still dark, but think of it
Like
like
full moon dark
yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Has anybody made an attempt to look at the water or drink it, or see if it's drinkable?
I didn't plan on drinking.
I don't
it.
plan to. but I
That's
mean,
heretic water, all we know.
I can.
I'm not
Look
drinking
at
the
it.
warp water.
You do have a
Warp water.
you do have a microscope.
I was gonna say I can look at it pretty thoroughly. I don't know if I can tell you
Mini
exactly what it
heretics
means.
in the water.
Presumably, we've got our own water.
Little cornites swimming like. "Ah!"
Why the
only
fuck not?
because I don't know how long we're gonna be here.
Burn the water. Get rid of it.
Since you're curious, I will take a peek at good old H2O from my own supply just to get a baseline,
Okay.
Yes.
and then.
This
compare a
is
sample.
hyper purified. It's probably been recycled about 1 million times. It's just hydrogen and oxygen.
Yeah. Maybe
It's
like a little flex of iron. in
pure
there.
water. Yeah.
A little bit of mineral, so it's just okay.
No, it doesn't even have
The
that.
flavor.
Damn,
It's got nothing.
it's
It is
just straight
hydration.
water.
Yes.
That's dangerous.
So you look at. Do you have scholastic lore chemistry?
No,
I
we've
have
already been over this.
all of them.
Yeah, he has all the skills.
Oh yes, and it still didn't work.
Nah, I just rolled poorly. So it's a flat roll for anything unless I actually have ticks in it, and it's
Oh.
over because infused knowledge.
Okay. So it's gonna be I'll do a flat roll.
Man, that one trait right there is like thousands
Of
of
points,
experience.
yeah.
So good. I
It's
love it.
like-
Yeah,
So I'm
that's
gonna
pretty
be-
amazing.
A 51. God damn.
Just don't say what you need to roll.
you
Just
see-
Well, he has to know.
Yourself.
I'll find
Otherwise-
out.
I
He'll find
suppose.
out. He'll know.
Had to be to
Just
90.
Say it after you roll.
Wait,
I will take that
Don't
advice.
jinx it. Don't
Okay.
jinx it.
You see lots of stuff in this water. You have no idea what any of it is, but there's lots of stuff.
Do I see hydrogen and oxygen?
No, you don't have that powerful of a microscope.
It's heretic.
This is
Leave me alone.
I mean, yeah, there's like bacteria and like small. It's fast-running water, so it's not like stagnant, but there is still like particulate
I don't know
and
that.
small little creatures.
He gets a nuke.
There's creatures in the water. There we
Thanks.
go. All we needed to know.
Yeah, just little like small single-celled organisms and stuff like that.
Those are heresy creatures.
So for all I know,
Burn the
there's a lot of
water.
Water that would probably be safe to drink. But in
Heretic
this
water.
mindset,
I mean, you could boil
perhaps
it.
it would be best to avoid drinking water if possible.
I mean, you could boil it.
Spoil it.
Good.
Would any of us know to boil it?
Yes.
We're not that.
I
we're
don't
not that far back. We're not that far back.
I would. I mean, I got.
Guardsman just looking at us, we're like, oh, fuck it. Well, finds a raw potato, just starts chewing on it like an apple, like, I don't know how to cook it.
No. Would I know that boiling it cleans
Yeah.
it? Is what I meant. by
Yeah.
Man, like
That would have
old man
survived.
just looks at us and like fucking.
That knowledge would have survived through the Age of Strife, yes. That would be still just
Boiling
common.
water. Otherwise, there would be no people. If they forgot how to boil
I
water,
mean, you'd be okay.
there probably
if-
wouldn't be any people left.
you'd be alright. You'd probably be alright drinking this water.
Dysentery would be
It
such a
might
big
it
problem
might
again.
give you dysentery, maybe.
Yeah,
But
Trust
that's
it.
that's a shitty way to go.
But
Like-
hey, the tech priest could drink it all he wants, and he doesn't even have a poop chute.
Yeah.
Like-
you would just filter it and reutilize the water to probably like add to your blood and plasma.
Can you just like you're a water fountain? Can you just like drink the water and then we just put our canteens on you and just like press a button and it just like pours out?
No, he's not.
yes,
a
but you
water
don't know where it
dispenser.
comes out of.
You guys are really desperate to find out if I have genitals. That's all I care about.
We will know.
For the last time, he does not have a penis.
He never said it.
It's true. I've avoided the answer to the question.
Our characters don't know. We'll find out one day. We're gonna steal his
Episode
robes.
And
75.
then really awkward. The tech priest goes to the brothel episode.
We've already been in there.
Right.
We don't talk about that episode.
Yeah, bad episode.
That's the oily gash.
The oily.
Ugh.
the crusty
Why is that
rivet.
worse?
The crusty rivet. That'll be the brothel on Mars.
Just sounds sad and in need of repair. It's not something a place I want to go to have a good time.
The rusty rivet does sound like it needs some oil.
No, crusty.
Oh, crusty.
Oh man.
Let's get back to the drama. As you guys continue to travel through the woods, you've traveled quite a distance now, probably about 7 kilometers total. No small feat, but you are still moving slowly because you're moving at a tactical pace. But you do sort of break out, and you didn't realize the elevation that you're on, and you're sort of high up, but it's the break of the ridgeline. You see it sloping down to what looks to be a sort of dark, sandy shore. It's very gray sand and almost black, like you see on volcanic beaches. And you see, far, far below, twinkling in the darkness, a fire.
How
Not the
distant?
one we started, but on the other side.
Yes.
Is the one we started still going? That was a
You
dense
can't
five-foot.
see it.
Oh, good.
The forest is thick. It is going to cause irreparable damage to this ecosystem.
Fuck this ecosystem.
But you don't know that yet.
How
Man,
far
this
away is this
forest.
fire? Like,
About a
a mile,
kilometer.
or-
You guys are very high up. Yeah, it's about a kilometer away down on the beach. You guys could probably make pretty good time because it's downhill.
Would I be able to see anything at all from here if I were to look through my scope?
Just gonna ask. I've got a telescope. I don't know the range on such a thing.
A lot, probably. You
I mean,
probably
a telescope, yeah.
Yeah.
For
I have the
Um,
binoculars still
yeah.
too.
Oh, yeah, and there's magnoculars.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the scope would be more powerful than the magnoculars.
Oh.
But the telescope would be more powerful than the scope.
Mhm.
So,
Attach
with the
scope
telescope,
to the sniper
you
rifle.
can see. You look down there and you see it's not very well lit. It's a small fire, but there seem to be 3 large masses, sort of off to the side. No, they seem to be quadrupeds.
So, like
Um,
mounts, like animals. or
Hard to
something
say. You can't tell at this distance. Closer to the fire, you see what looks to be 3 figures dressed in what looks to be some sort of strange metal armor.
Like?
Could be good, could be bad.
They
So
have these
they're on
long-
the beat.
Yeah, they have these long feathering plumes coming out of the back of their helmets. Some of them they're carrying different weapons. You can't really make it out what they are at this distance, even with a telescope.
Nothing like what we saw from the Space Wolves, though.
No,
Okay,
this is
And
not
then-
power armor.
So
just checking.
we're like right here, and then they're like down over here at a lower level, basically. And
Mhm.
so, okay, so there's a ridge, and then is it just kind of like
It
like
softly
a
slopes
shaly
down.
Okay, so there's not like we're out of the tree
It
line.
looks like,
basically.
yeah, over the millennia, this
Okay.
was probably sheer cliffs and has just been eroded down into a slope at this point.
But the trees are all behind, so there's no cover. or
There
anything,
are
basically.
trees leading down, yes, but they're much more
Okay.
sparse.
Right,
they're
right.
starting to diminish in height.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of group around with everybody and be like,
Right. We should take. You, me, and Lothos. We should go. See what we can see. I don't know about the rest of y'all being sneaky.
You keep
Stock
the flamers
just-
in the back.
Stock just holds up a grenade again, his finger around the pin, like,
Right, mate. Come halfway, yeah? Come halfway down, find the noise of the clumps of trees, take up a position. Right, and me and Lothos will move in. And we'll signal you if we need you.
yeah, and they'll go back to their microbeat channel, all of them throwing their respirators back on at this point and sort of getting into the mood now. And Lieutenant Daniels will take the charge as they begin softly moving downhill. You will see that the flame units will actually douse their pilot lights for their flamers and instead just reach down to the grenades at their hips and sort of be holding on
So-
to those
like
instead.
12 grenades.
So Barbosa and I are moving up all the way, and everybody else is moving up to the halfway point. I'm assuming then.
I'm saying for the guard. Obviously, party members are able to do whatever the hell they want, but I was saying more to the
halfway
guard
is-
members.
Halfway is 500 meters. That's not an insurmountable distance, but it's going to take a minute or two for someone at a dead run to get to you.
So
a bit of ways away.
Well, if we all advance that distance, I can see if I have better look through optic.
So we slowly start advancing.
Yeah, let's get.
About the halfway mark. Take another
Take
check.
another check.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
Assess our situation, and then the two of us could move up.
So the guardsmen, Stock and Beryl has pulled out his sidearm and sort of slung his chainsword over his back. Lieutenant Daniels, having given back the autogun, will pull out his mono sword and just he'll just have that.
Ah, he better keep that auto gun.
Also,
He's gonna use it better than anybody else.
Also, Modeus, I'm gonna need that stab revolver left back, because that's my only sidearm.
If I've got my stuff back, yeah, I'll give it right back to you. No worries.
Oh, but you don't have you only have the las gun and the shockwave, right?
Right. That you know
Okay,
of.
so then you wouldn't have. Oh yeah.
So
So
he has a shock whip
yeah.
and his eye. That's all we know he has. That's works.
I'm gonna look at you and you're gonna die.
Okay, I guess I can't argue with that.
That's the thing.
Okay. You'll see Stock checking the rounds in his shotgun, making sure he slowly chambers one, flips the safety off, sort of pulls his ochre overcoat in tight and buttons it up, and then just slowly begins stalking forward with the flamer units, Beryl and Lieutenant Daniels. Do you guys
Nice.
follow after?
Stock is stalking.
Well, so we're going down to the halfway point at this point, right? Or
Yes.
yeah. So I'll probably I'll be moving with them up until that halfway point. At which point, I'd probably be trying to find a copse of trees or something like that I could lead them to, where they could have some sort of cover.
Give me a navigation surface. +10.
So then it'll just be -10.
Oh my god, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah, the trees are thinning out, but they're still so thick that it's hard to determine any sort of topographical markers until you're directly on top of them.
One of us is gonna blow up. If we go
Yeah, I
with
was gonna say
combat
y'all.
guys.
Someone might die today.
I feel like if they throw that grenade, the entire fucking guardian is gonna blow the fuck up.
Listen, they're guardsmen.
They're
They know
guards-
what they're here for.
You're right.
I don't know why you're so worried. If we all die, they're just gonna send some other neophytes to come clean up the mess.
He'll send the next group.
He'll send the next group.
We are the next group.
You're right. If they fuck up on the grenade throw, they'll just swallow the grenade.
Next time it's going to be a full invasion, probably.
Next time it's just exterminatus.
Yeah, exactly.
No, they'll invade. Space Marines will invade.
Spice Marine.
We do a little 3-shot as Space Marines, yeah!
Get my boat! Sir, we're in a field. Get my boat! Alright,
Once we reach the half point, I'll take a closer look. Mostly, I want to determine what kind of armaments they have, but also anything else I can learn.
yeah. So at this point, as you reach down to this point in the slope, you begin to hear the crash of waves and the sort of high-pitched squeals of what seem to be some sort of bat or birds sort of flittering above. They don't seem hostile. They seem to be just going about their business, just native fauna.
Basically, alien sequels.
Pretty much, yeah. They
They're-
seem to be probably mammalian.
They're a menace that must be wiped out.
You ever fucking
Burn them
want-
all.
Start pushing the trees.
Let's start blasting.
Started blast!
So yeah, we just nuke the entire planet. There's too much weird shit on it. It's not worth it.
Okay.
Just get rid of it.
Thalos, give me a perception check +30.
Would I be able to make 1-2 through my scope?
Yes.
Agnoculars?
I'm
Yes.
technically within my extreme range right now. I could technically snipe them. If I had gotten marksman instead, I could have done it with no difficult, with no.
Good advice,
Yeah.
Spaz, because I'm going to tell you after the fact that I had to hit a 71.
So
And it
awareness.
worked.
I'm gonna roll a D100. Maybe that'll be better. Oh, it's a little bit better. So awareness +30. Or so that, I pass actually. Finally, I think that's the first thing I passed today.
Cool. Yeah, so you guys managed to find a vantage point that has pretty much a clear line of sight down to this beach. and you either look through your mechadendrites or your binoculars or the optics of your sniper rifle, and you see now what Phalos saw. It's still dark, so there's issues with that, but you do see 3 armored figures around the fire. They have this sort of elegant plumage coming out of the back of their helmets. As for weapons, it seems to be a sword, something that's similar to a hammer or a mace, and then a sword and shield.
Feeling a lot more comfortable about our odds. I wasn't worried that much. There's only 3
You
of them.
say that now, but their fucking weapons transform into guns.
We'll find out. I could be very wrong to feel this way.
Are very wrong.
Sword gun, hammer gun, shield grenade.
Maybe
Or they're
they're
just, wizards.
yeah, they're muscle wizards.
Also, it's just
They're big. I will say that
Planet's a psyker.
these are large men.
well, we see those. What about the other ones? The
Are
quadrupeds.
creatures.
The quadrupeds are some kind of shaggy, mammalian-looking sort of creature. They have 3 rows of 6 eyes on each side. The eyes are very small, but they can look in multiple directions. They have these sort of swooping horns, and it looks like saddles are strapped to them as well.
Okay.
It's not right. Too many eyes.
Right. Witches got eyes sometimes.
Lieutenant
Yeah,
Daniels,
just-
Lieutenant Daniels
just
should be
go
like,
like- Close off this way. Like,
Witches do have a lot of eyes. Looks back.
Lieutenant Daniels would be like, everyone has eyes.
Right, but witches got extra eyes.
Doesn't your navigator have an extra eye?
But that's
I'm
a
gone.
navigator. That's a navigator.
I'm gone.
But that's a navigator. Don't worry about it. They only have
Worry a
one
little.
extra eye.
Just worry a little.
They just have one extra eye.
It's a useful eye.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Well.
One chucks a grenade at his feet.
Just pulls the pin, just stares at you like, bye.
Bye.
No. Yeah,
I
so
was told to hug you, sir.
as you guys finish surveying the campsite down below, and it does look to be some sort of campsite, we are going to go on our next break. So once we return, we're going to finish up the stream. We have about an hour left. And we're going to see what these guys can get into. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Right.
Right.
All right, welcome back, everyone. This is Dark Heresy Whispers of the Ebb. We're going to continue. Our warband, along with their squad of Imperial Guardsmen, have moved up to a closer ridgeline, spying down into the encampment that they spotted from higher up on the elevation as they exited this sort of dark, oppressive forest that they had wandered into. They saw a group of 3 humanoid, at least, looking figures in metal
At least.
that you know of.
Mental notes, that's all.
Down at a small camp, tethered nearby were 3 quadrupedal creatures. And you guys are pretty much planning your next move as you are still trying to make your way towards the city that was picked up in the reconnaissance, and that now you have attached the name Renathia to.
Well, what
Okay.
is your thinking? Are we just shooting them from here, or should we attempt to make contact?
They seem to have low-tech weapons, so we could probably surround them.
Oh,
Stay
I
at a
think so too.
distance.
Have them tell us what's going on here, yeah?
Keep them at the range. Though the likelihood of them actually understanding the weapons we have could try to charge us, not knowing
Well,
what they run into.
Yeah.
Then you shoot one other to talk.
That's a good point. You shoot 2, 1 will stop. Usually.
Or you could just shoot all 3 and be done with them.
So you're saying we execute 2 of them and then move up on 1?
If you
Are there
want
answers to
open
be
the
had?
Execution.
I say we stroll right up on the blokes. If all they got's a couple swords.
That
I'm gonna like
I
point
think,
behind us, be like,
I'm pretty sure these blokes can take care of a couple swords.
They,
I think we can walk up and ask questions. If they are not helpful, we kill one. If they remain unhelpful, we kill two.
Stop. Maybe later. Maybe. Actually, possibly on the mounts. If I give the signal, blow up the mounts.
Got it, boss. Alright, what do you guys want to do?
just walk up on them.
You just
Walk
wanna-
up on them.
Let's
Let's
make
have
it-
the
I'm
front.
gonna just swagger up on them.
Let's
I'm
have the
gonna,
flanker
like-
units pretty close because I feel like they would understand fire and they go. or
Oh
something
yeah,
like
I
that.
don't want anybody holding back now. I want everybody, the whole
Oh, yeah,
everybody,
light
just
up.
walk
Okay.
up on them, just be like, "What up, y'all?"
Before we do, can I get like at least a good scan of everywhere else? Not just the 3 spots that we're looking at, but what might be
Potentially
or
be
eyes in a
good.
distance that may have followed us?
I don't
Awareness
know. It
check.
depends. Are you
Yeah.
talking about a visual scan? Because that I'm okay with. I don't need you bleeding from the eye scan.
No, not the mental scan, the eye scan. The good eyes.
Next time his head's just gonna explode.
Yeah, right.
For fuck's sakes.
I can re-roll awareness, I believe. I guess
A
I'm
night of near misses.
Bro, thank God we haven't found combat yet.
Like yesterday, I mean, not yesterday. Last session, there was a couple times where it was like near misses. Tonight,
I got
that's all
a
it is.
keen intuition, so I can re-roll awareness with a -10.
Cool.
Nice. Wait,
Ah,
Alright.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah. You look back up the slope. And sort of with the shifting of the breeze, you can now sort of smell the soft sort of perfume of smoke and flame. Still very faint, but probably spreading. And as you look back up towards the tree line, you do see a spread of these orange circular eyes just sort of staring out at you. They don't seem to be willing to exit the creeping darkness of the wood. But looking
Whoever's
back,
nearest.
you see
Whoever's nearest is going to get another shoulder. Both those, they're back. Behind.
Oh well, shit, that's a lot.
yeah, looking back, there are hundreds of pairs of eyes.
hundreds of pairs of eyes.
I'm going to report or inform Lieutenant Daniels.
He's
That,
gonna look
our-
back.
Our rear is a little bit fucked.
He's gonna look back, look forward, and ignore you. Because he does not want to deal with that. He just saw.
Nope, not there. It's not happening.
Nope.
Hope
Not
they
today.
don't- Hope they
I
don't
can't
fuck with
see
us.
them. They can't see me.
Maybe it's just a bunch of deer. Maybe it's just a bunch of deer.
What's a
What's
deer?
deer?
No
I'm
clue.
sure.
It's a word I heard that people talk about being nice.
It's just
No.
spider crabs.
Oh.
Just spider crabs.
As long as they know about it, I'm sure that everyone here can handle the 4 people in front. I'm gonna keep my eyes behind.
I think
Lieutenant Daniels
Lieutenant
knows about it.
Oh,
See
The
spider
guardsmen
crabs.
do
They're-
not.
If you're
Oh.
up in the trees, that means it's a variant called the flying spider crab, and I don't want to visualize.
Flying spider crabs for
I don't know if that's
fuck's
got
sake.
wings or like flying squirrel flaps, but I
No,
don't care for it.
they're like tree lobsters. They've evolved. They were stranded on this planet and they've evolved to the climate.
Just a spider crab with beetle wings.
For fuck's sakes, I honestly think man tree lobsters. Fuck.
well, Barbosa, I know you've got a mission ahead. The eyes that were peering on us are back again.
Look back at them and be like, none of them are like coming out of the tree line, right?
No. So there's a point where the wood line breaks to this sparser sort of descent where the trees aren't as encompassing, and it looks like even looking back up into this forest, the darkness that it exhibits under the boughs of these trees is like pitch.
I'm gonna kind of look at it and be like, well, I don't think they like coming out of the trees, mate.
Right. Well,
As long as we down here, I think we all right.
you focus on the 4. I'm gonna make sure that nothing comes behind us. That's got my attention.
Right, well, mate, we all headed down. We're gonna all go have a chat with them
I'm coming.
This Modea stays by himself.
I'm not staying by myself. That's a damn show.
Lieutenant
That's how they
Daniels
can
is,
burrow.
yeah, Lieutenant Daniels has ordered his men to double time.
It's just this is
No
the scene from
explanation.
The Mummy where the scarabs eat you alive, but it's flying spider crabs.
That's a really cool idea.
How big are the eyes? Are they like a quarter size? Are they this big? Are they this big?
Too big.
Does it look like headlights are staring at us out of the trees? Like,
Yay big. Compared to a
big
normal eye.
fuck enough.
Yeah, enough. Enough that you're like, oh, this is.
Yeah. That's large still. That's like
Not to be trifled with.
That's
They're-
bear sized.
They are also emitting light. They are not reflecting light.
Even worse.
Yeah,
like
let's focus on these dudes on the beach.
we got a million Mothmans to fight, guys.
Well, light a tree on fire. They won't know how to navigate. They'll just circle it. And we'll be
Burn up. Ah!
That's why they're pissed about you guys setting the hut on fire.
That's not a bad idea.
It confused and frightened them.
Makes so much more sense now, guys.
So stupid.
we angered the Moth people.
All right. Yeah. So, do you have any sort of order or way you guys want to just march up on these guys?
I'm just gonna swagger up to him, bro. I'm just like
I'm with
throwing
him.
back my duster or whatever that I got. I got my 2 guns on each hip or whatever. I'm just swaggering up to these guys. Just like, and when I'm like kind of a distance away where they couldn't like hit me, like, you know, like still like a couple 100 feet away, and be like,
There's,
Roy, hey, how y'all blokes doing?
there's about 40 meters between the end of the tree line and these guys.
I would probably like come down to the beach, like parallel to them. So like I'm still on the beach, not coming out of the tree line.
Mhm.
But like, so if they're right here, I would come down to be like on the,
I'm with
to
that.
be-
I want the
and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
come across sideways.
flanking us there. Flamers, I want them lit back up.
All right. They will spark up their flamers. Lieutenant Daniels will be with whoever's at the forefront. He will have his hand on his sword. Sort of affix his beret properly.
I assume
Sort of
that's Barbosa, but I will also be up front.
straighten his medals, present himself. Stock and Barrel are just gonna be watching your guys' backs and checking the tree line and shit like that, like ready for shit to go bad.
Lothos is just kind of set up, like, not right behind Barbosa, but at least, like, probably about 10 feet away from him. And he's just gonna set up and, like, just get ready and just aim at one of them and just, shit happens, that guy's losing his head.
And I'm sorry, how far did we say we were posting up from these guys? We're parallel on the beach, but
How far do you guys want to be?
40 meters? Okay.
I think we entered onto the beach about 40 meters away from them. That's about where I'm hailing, about 100
Cool.
feet, 120 foot, something like that. They're like, yeah, if they haven't seen us already.
Yeah. Okay, so Modius, what are you doing? You're muted.
I'm gonna probably be sticking near Lothos right now, but still keeping an eye behind because I trust that these guys have the shit handled in front.
Okay. As you guys begin to approach, with your lit flamers and Barrel, seeing that we're going for the intimidation, he'll actually just power on his chainsword. And you'll
Nice.
hear the low rumbling thrum of the engine as the whirling blades begin to spin on the sword. And he just sort of hefts it off to the side.
I specifically will not have a gun drawn, but I will let my Mechadendrite move around.
Nice color.
That's probably
Projecting like
terrifying.
different light.
Yeah. That's probably the scariest thing you could do. Okay, yeah, so you guys are not being subtle, and with the thrum of the engine and the spark of the flamers, the figures will see you as you exit the tree line, and they will stand up, grabbing their weapons and sort of standing their ground, sort of waiting for you to get closer. And then when you're about within 20 meters, they will yell out, "Hark! Art thou friend or fiend?"
We kind of look around and be like, right, I know what friend is, but what's a fiend?
Not us.
Right, yeah, friendly. Yeah, we're
it's-
travelers. We lost. There's a bunch of crazy things in them woods over there.
And you'll see them sort of whisper and mutter to themselves. Give me a charm test.
um,
Would anyone
any
like
any
to
modifiers?
I would like to assist.
assist? Okay.
So it's gonna be -10 then.
So let me roll because he's got a sheet.
Let me just roll flat D100. Ah! What do you know?
Yeah, and I crit failed. So yeah. You'll see them sort of relax a little bit. They'll still have their weapons raised. The beast will sort of be like shifting and letting out this sort of low, trailing sort of, almost like a honk. Not what you were expecting at all.
No.
Is it an owlbear?
It's not an owlbear.
You got a problem if they got 3 owlbears that they ride as mounts. I'm gonna be honest.
This isn't fucking D&D, you fucking simps. No. And then we'll sort of talk amongst themselves again, and one will step forward, the one with the sword and shield, and you see that the shield has a symbol etched onto it that is the same as the symbol that was on the medallion. Not the Aquila. Not the Aquila.
Right, who's your
Well
lot?
defined.
Do what? Phalos?
Is that symbol more well defined than the medallion was? Is this
Yes.
better craftsmanship?
This is much better. It looks to be very intricately and delicately painted.
Well, I'm gonna get a picture of that, but I'm just curious if it looks like a bastardized version of the Aquila. If I
No, it is sort of a conglomeration of both the Greek symbols for Alpha and Omega.
somebody's full of themselves. Anyway. Sorry to interrupt there, Barbosa. That was my question, and I'm done.
So I'll see him kind of be like, right, mate. What are them things there in them woods with the glowy eyes?
The one will straight up goes, "Stop! I am a knight of his royal service. Now, who are you? And what are you doing?"
The God Emperor. What's your fucking point? Now, what are them fucking things in the trees?
An inquisitor of the God Emperor. And they will look back to themselves like, the Emperor has no such inquisition.
Right, well, apparently not that you know about. Well, he sent me here specifically to find out what the fuck's going on. So, how you telling me that I ain't got more boss?
Because the God Emperor sent us here to search for trespassers in these woods and strange noises and sounds. And look what we found.
Oh, I'm so tempted to dome these guys at this point.
Right, wait,
I'm tempted.
1 second.
False God Emperor bullshit.
So you're saying
Heretics.
you talk to the God Emperor?
I am a royal knight of the God Emperor's service. I knelt before his throne this morning when he gave me the order.
Right.
Take us to him. Take us to him.
Hey, mate, we're travelers from afar. You think we could go and meet your God Emperor? We have,
You did
we have
really
gifts
well
to give him.
on the charm test. And I critically failed.
Come bearing gifts. Look at all these magic men I got, right? We got some cool things to show you. Yeah.
One of the flame bringers will sort of, and then two of the knights go, "Oh!
They got a hand dragon.
They are mages, Sir Wilhelm." Goes, "Oh. Well, you'll see him gulp. His visor for his helmet is up, but it does seem that it will slow down and completely cover his face. He's wearing essentially very heavy plate mail. It's well maintained to the extent that this is the Middle Ages, basically. So, it's maintained to that extent. He's not a very pretty man. He's got this sort of yellow, thick, curling mustache poking out in these sort of beady green eyes. His face looks sort of squashed, and it looks like his nose has been broken many times. So basically just this sort of pug twist at the front of his face.
Barely any teeth left.
He's got teeth.
You got teeth?
He actually looks fairly healthy.
I really want to dome these guys.
He looks dirty and rugged and, he smells.
Heretics.
But, he looks, healthy and clean. Sane.
To his earlier point, they're more savage than heretics. They don't know any better. When we tell them better and they don't listen,
Well, this is
And
this
their
is
hair.
the
That's
plan.
when you dome them.
No. The plan is we get them to introduce us to the Emperor. We kill the Emperor to show us the false Emperor, and then we bring them into the glory of the Imperium.
that's what you want to do. You want to have them take you to God in front of
Yeah,
the
small fish to the big fish.
This is about to be Barbosa's planet in a minute.
We were supposed to bring this
Man.
guy in alive. But continuing
Barbosa just
conversation-
stays. He's like, right, I think I like it here.
This false emperor.
I
just
just
is a
shoot at
horrible
somebody.
guy.
Eldritch Blast! Bah!
Eldritch Blast.
Endless
Bibbidi
bumpy
bobbidi
blast.
boop bush.
Yeah. Sir Wilhelm will mull this over. Seeing there are a lot of you, he pretty much thinks that the grenades are rocks. He doesn't know what the guns are. He knows that one of you has a sword.
I have a sword too. I have a chainsaw.
Sword, and the chain sword scares him.
He has a living sword.
It slightly arouses him. He's like, What sort of magic is this that runs this magnificent weapon?
Right, mate. So with that thing, right, I'm gonna pull out my own turned on.
"Ah,
You
ah,
don't even gotta.
ah."
You don't even gotta put any pressure on them, right? I can set this to your skin, and it would eat right through it all on its own. It's got a hunger for blood, mate.
He will sort of scoff like, "This armor has deflected many a sword and arrow. I doubt that your sword there, as majestic and intricate as it may be, could pierce my steel.
Hey,
Get to
give me-
try that, mate.
Hey, give me your arm.
We can put it to a bet, yeah. Don't get mad if you're gonna have to get a fancy metal hand like this. I'm gonna hold up my metal arm and just like waggle my fingers.
Goes, oh, you are a golem.
You are a gold.
What?
A golem.
No, man.
Combined by the mystic arts.
Right, no. You see, a
Both.
witch blew my arm off one time, and then they had to give me a new one. And this one's just metal, you see?
It looks over at like Phalos and is like, "Are they talking about saber dares?"
Like, I'm confused. I thought we were making friends moments ago.
They don't know.
Now we are threatening. Either is fine.
we could
just
be.
want to understand the plan.
It's just Barbosa showing off. Let them do so. If one of these imbeciles loses an arm, meh.
They'll still have 5 between them. It's plenty.
The other two will have just backed off. Seeing the fire, they think you're mages. And now they think you're golems as well. So, Sir Wilhelm is still going to be standing his ground. He's like, you seem important. Maybe you can aid us in the plight that troubles our land. I will take you to the God Emperor.
Right, yeah. Lead us to him. By the way, you see a creepy red bloke in a red? Like him. Look like him, but all bumpy and shit. I'm gonna point at Phalos' robes. Be like him, but like big old black and shit.
Sort of like noticing Phalos at this point, he will sort of grip his sword. He's like, are you a servant of the Red Wizard?
Yes.
No, he started gripping the sword. I serve no wizard. Well, I kind of do, but I'm not gonna tell them.
I serve no wizard that you know of.
I'm the Server Wizard. He's a space wizard.
Space Gandalf. I serve Space Gandalf.
I do not know this red wizard. How about that?
So it's a legend here of a wizard who lives in the Obsidian Towers, guarded by ancient golems. They say he steals children in the night, hunting those who stray from their homes and the safety of the city and the light of the God Emperor, praise be to his name.
Right, yeah, we're probably here to kill him by the sounds of it.
Well,
Which city?
Did you just mention that you're gonna kill the guy?
No, the Red Wizard.
red wizard.
That's,
the Red
I
Wizard.
connected that. I was like,
Yeah, don't.
No, yeah, the wizard. That's saying like, yeah, right. Like,
Hold
the
We are
Inquisitor
here to defeat Red Wizard.
or
It sounds
capture.
like our quarry. He has stolen children from far-off land.
very well. We will take you to the God Emperor. And they will quickly get up, gather their shit. It's not much. It's a few packs, bedrolls, stuff like that. Some rugged looking, what looks to be some sort of bread or loaf of some sort.
Loaf.
Any sort of civilization beginning from, BC to modern is going to invent fucking bread in some way.
What's bread?
You know what bread is. Bread's common.
Corpse starch.
There's starches and breads and loaves and stuff like that. Yeah. They're going to have...
Did you hear the rumor? Bread makes you fat. Watch out. Panic.
And they
I
will...
think being fat's a myth in medieval times.
I feel like being fat in like Warhammer is a.
Really
You
disappointed
stole
to
a
do.
ration.
Guys, I just wanted to rob one of them of their weapons with Varric lures. Just be like, I'm a wizard.
Oh,
You
yeah.
could- you could
well, they're all
still do-
stone, probably.
You
aren't
could still do it.
I could, but I don't have a reason to.
No, they are metal weapons.
they? Oh, they are. Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, these
Good.
guys have
like to see
metal
my
equipment.
Oh yeah, plate armor on. Right.
You could steal his helmet.
I thought about it when he was like, "You can't get through my armor." I would be like, "You want to bet?
Yo.
Just steal it, put it on."
What sorcery is this?
The
Um,
tech priest kind.
no, they will mount up onto their creatures, which will lay out these sort of long braying honks as they begin to Yeah, they begin to sort of trundle along the beach at a pace you guys can keep. The guardsmen will sort of look around like, what?
I don't know.
This is new to all of us.
This is like Tuesday for Barbosa, you know, finding angry tribe on a planet, trying to find a witch.
For now, we will play along to find
I
Red
lean
Wizard.
I lean into Barbosa like this false emperor. Bad things are going to happen to him.
Yeah, right. Like,
I'm gonna kind of lean back in and be like,
right. Well, might be he's just an idiot, right? Might be he's like the king, and they're just using a weird name. If not, yeah, we're gonna have to pop him.
For now, let us focus on Red Wizard and perhaps finding source of. Just hold up my dad. It's like technology death.
What do you mean?
And
I've
people
noticed
feel
none of this.
You and your bullets.
Power cells do not work here, which is why surveillance has been difficult. If we can find and disable, excellent. If not, let us find Biologos, bring him back, and Space Wolves can deal with, well, and us. The Inquisition will be present to cleanse this place of false emperor, but for now, let us do our job.
Oh, no, is the king. You know, 2 birds, 1 bullet.
You do know we need to capture this man. You keep saying bullets and kill. If we must, we must, but let's try and capture. Shoot anyone else.
Right. Yeah, capture, yeah.
Family.
We were quite specific about the capture.
Well, you can capture someone with bullets. You just make sure you don't kill them.
Yeah, what? I just shoot him in the leg and he can't run no more.
Fair point.
Oh, I shoot him in the arms and he can't reach no more.
Yeah.
And I shoot him in the head and he can't think no more.
Yeah, I think so.
Nope.
You think so?
Is assuming
You've gone too far.
it is assuming he has not been replacing with the true flesh. He's still vulnerable to bullet, but less so.
Oh,
He-
just need a
He
bigger bullet.
is Amigos Biologos. Like, he's...
So I know he focuses on the body. Would they not also have Adeptus?
They
mechanics
have...
upgrades?
No, he's gonna have so much fucking shit on him. He's gonna
Yeah,
be
like,
basically
he's
the true
gonna-
flesh.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So my point is understated.
His is
rather
just
than-
catered towards a scientific exploration of organic matter.
He's pretty
Like-
much at the point probably where like he's almost AI.
Like, Amigos Biologos might have, like, vat-grown muscle with, like, nanites in it. Like, you still use, like, organic components and stuff like that, but he's still gonna be, like, chopping off bits and replacing them and stuff like that.
Who needs bits? No one needs bits. Who needs bones? No one needs bones.
Okay.
It's true.
So, as you guys travel, you will travel through the night, basically.
We still following the river, or are we just way off that course?
We're on the coast now.
Yeah.
Or the coast, yes, sir.
Yeah, you guys are following the coastline. You traveled through the night, but you guys have not been awake too long, and even if you have, you do have stimulants. They're just basic rations. You guys could probably stay up for a couple days, no problem.
I'll be, like, smoking low sticks while I walk.
Yeah. As you sort of turn round a bend, you come to see the great city of Vernathia.
There it is.
So these green parts are fields, but the sort of northeastern section is ocean. Yeah. The generator is stupid, but yeah, that's the city layout basically.
So it's a pretty big city, but
Looks
It is
like good
large.
size.
As you guys turn the corner, you see now it looks to have once been sort of the shell of a hive, or the beginnings of one, centered around this large sort of central spire that has been added onto at points, but still underneath you can see the imperial architecture. Much of the buildings have either degraded or been destroyed, with these stone huts and cobblestone roads. These large stone walls with murder holes and crossbowmen. You see fields full of some sort of grain or starch growing, and people tending to the dirty, sickly, thin peasants. And the city is structured in tiers, so it gets low, high, high, high. With the Imperial Palace being at the highest point. As you guys enter, you'll see people stop and stare, especially at the guardsmen with their respirators. They probably look quite terrifying. As well as the chain swords in you all as well. And they see the knights, and you'll see that they will, as the knights pass by, they will bow and press their faces into the dirt as they pass.
And then there's Phalos. Scary toaster man.
Just taking pictures constantly, just a strobe. Like setting off so many people to have seizures because a flashing light has never occurred in their life before.
Like there's so many interesting things here. Must
We'll have to
research.
document some things.
You guys are led into the city, and this outer ring is the worst. It is slummy. It is open sewers and trenches. It is dirty, starving children and vermin and peasants begging. The knights here move quickly through this area, not stopping or slowing down for people in their way either. The creatures will sort of swing their heads and bash people out of the way if they step in front of one of the mounts of the royal knights. Sometimes they move, sometimes they don't. But you guys are led deeper and deeper, and then the stone is replaced by white marble and paved roads, oil gas lanterns, people in long, elegant dresses of different colors and skin tones. Some of them look different, shaped, deformed. Their features more slender, most likely the form of some long-standing mutation that caused a slanting of their eyes, and their ears are slightly pointed. As you continue, you see the Imperial Palace. One of the sole surviving Imperial architectures is this large, almost lighthouse. And you see this bright, glowing golden beacon at the top. And a curling stairway that goes all the way around, leading up to the palace. The knights will dismount, and a number of servants will come and immediately usher away the creatures. They will take the weapons from the knights in their helmets, not saying a word, not looking at anyone, just moving and going. They will not attend to you whatsoever. They will not even look at you or denote that you are in their presence, and they are gone almost as soon as you saw them. Sir Wilhelm, removed of his helmet, has that same sort of stringy yellow blonde hair, tied up beneath a sort of cloth cap to sort of that doesn't cause friction against his helmet. The other two are similar, both having either some sort of facial hair, just looking dirty, and just rugged men, sunken eyes, and red noses from drinking, things like that. Wine's probably the safest thing to drink around here. But they will turn to you, and Sir Wilhelm will speak. Before you will stand the God Emperor, the shield of Renathia, and the eternal fire of our people. Show respect.
Oh
the
yeah,
true
all
God.
that he's due. I give him all the respect he's due. Don't worry about that.
You will enter these large, ornate metal doors, Imperium in make, swinging inwards into a large obsidian black hall with electric torches and lights showing out. There's a deep red carpet going across this glossy black
Carpet.
floor.
They even have it out here.
Leading up to a large throne made of gold. And on it sits an enormous person, but not unfamiliar. They're large, about 8 feet tall, maybe even larger, about 10. A handsome face, blue eyes, a graying beard, and long blonde hair, gripping a strange-looking sword. Most likely some sort of rough fusion of steel and adamantine. Wearing an ancient set of power armor. And upon his head is a silver crown. And he stares at you as you enter his throne room. And the psychic presence now is felt by all of you, just a pulse that almost sucks the wind from your lungs. The room instantly chills to about probably 20 degrees Fahrenheit. The guardsmen are terrified. They are looking to you for what to do. Lieutenant Daniels is holding his shit together, telling them to stand down, keep it together, you know. But he looks worried as well.
Is there any recognizable heraldry on the armor?
The symbol you keep seeing. Oh, you mean on the armor?
Yeah, like on
yeah,
his
yeah.
armor, like.
Give me a scrutiny test. Plus 10.
Let's see, plus scrutiny is perception, so it's going to be, I don't have scrutiny though. So it's going to be a minus 10 on my perception.
Okay.
So I have to roll under a 22.
Yeah, can I help with that? Is that a thing?
Sure.
Oh,
Please,
don't need
yeah.
it.
Oh, no, yeah, well, yeah.
Don't need it.
Okay, yeah, you look over the armor and you see that it's very well hidden. But there are marks where something has been slivered down and erased from the armor where an aquila should be. Or maybe a skull here, or a symbol of some sort of ancient Space Marine chapter here. It's very old. But it is
So look at
functional.
everybody and be like,
Right, this is Space Marine, right?
Big dude.
I'm gonna,
What were you
Kinda-
gonna do again, Barbosa? When
I'm gonna kind of tap our little escort guy on the shoulder.
Right, how long's he been Emperor, by the way?
He will be staring at the ground, not looking at the God Emperor. Goes, as is told within the true faith, the God King Dimarius crashed upon this planet many, many years ago, beyond known time. Soon after these storms came, he made his way to Renathia, shielding it from the terror that ushered outside, his will and his strength, shielding us against the monsters, the terrors of the night. Eventually, through millennia of his dedication and steadfast resolve to fight back, the storms have faded, and he shall lead us into a glorious new reconquest of our once proud nation of Renathia.
Right.
I'm gonna kind of step up. I'm not gonna be overly braggadocious at this point. Gonna like, you know, because it's a fucking Space Marine. But I'm gonna be like,
O King Domarius of Renathia, my name is Barbosa, and we were sent here by the Inquisition of Mind to assist in a issue of heresy. I'm sure you remember where you come from, yeah? I met some from your mates, the Space Wolves, just a little bit ago.
The figure will lean forward, stroking the beard. I know of no inquisition of man that I have deemed for this nation.
Right, well, we're not exactly from this nation, yeah? Kinda from a little bit far out, you know what I mean? Kinda like from where you're from, yeah?
You are emissaries of the heavens.
Right.
You bear the holy weapons, much like I have found. Let's sort of look over your weapons. Powerful, arcane relics. Fickle in the hands of those who do not understand them. Why are you here on my planet?
Right, well, didn't know it was your planet. Didn't kinda finding you here is a bit of a surprise, ain't gonna lie. We were told ain't nobody here except for one. Do you remember what a tech priest is? Because I understand it's been a long fucking time.
What is a tech
Also,
priest?
Perhaps
One of
we
him,
should
see him?
Speak their language. We have come from the heavens to deal with, as your knight has told us, of the Red Wizard who steals children. He has stolen some from beyond the stars.
Right.
The Red Wizard. He will lean back in the throne. He and I fought once. For
Well, that
3
ain't good.
days. He was one of the
Right.
only people to ever draw blood from me.
Right.
Right.
So you're telling me this bloke fought down a space marine?
His golems and demons came in waves. Tore my men to shreds with their metal arms, with their gnashing teeth.
Don't worry, someone at Space Marine says
Bolts.
demons.
Bolts of fire lit them aflame, shooting from hovering necromantic skulls.
Right, well, like you said, we collect the holy weapons from the heavens and all that, so we're here to kill him now. Or take him, whichever works. Probably kill him. Or our boss really wants us to take him. But yeah, we'd be happy to help you out with that, yeah? If you could show us or tell us where he's at.
And what would you want in return for helping me with this matter?
I don't really want anything, mate. I just want him.
Away off the planet.
I don't think he can do that.
Right.
Like, I mean, you want to have your mates not kill us, give us ability to move around the kingdom, do what we gotta do. That'd be nice. Make our job easier.
Alright. Sorry about that, yeah.
Space Marines.
We only request safe passage to deal with Red Wizard and then passage to leave planet when we have accomplished our mission.
If you got some booze, that'd be nice too.
He will stand now to his full height and splendor. You see a large, scaled cape sort of trailing behind him of some sort of reptilian creature. The red scales blackened and cut as though by an intense heat. He will walk forward slowly. The knights at this point are on their hands and knees, like bowing. And you feel the pulse of the psychic tendril.
Now, did his voice sound familiar to me?
It's the exact same voice.
Okay. Just checking.
If it needs to be said, I'm getting a picture of this dude.
Selfie.
Do I feel the psychic pulse too, or is it?
Oh, yeah.
not as-
No,
Yeah.
you feel it as well. It is strong. And you almost feel all of you sort of tendrils worming their way in. Maybe I should just take a look for myself. find out if you're really who you say.
Right, mate. You go poking around my head, you're gonna see a lot of ugly shit you might not want to see. Ours is in a place called the Bloody Gash.
I have killed gods and demons and monsters of all sizes. I fear nothing. I am Dimarius Renathan. I am the God Emperor. Kneel before me.
Right, mate. See, here's the thing. We kind of got our own God Emperor where we're from. I think he might be your dad or something. I'm not really sure how that works. But, pretty sure he'd have a problem with me kneeling to another God Emperor character, you know? Kind of conflict of interest. I'm a loyal bloke, yeah?
What do the rest of you do? I want everyone's reaction. Come on.
Yeah, it's pretty similar.
I'm just gauging the. I mean, he's enough of a force, but I'm just gauging what we're about to have to deal with if he decides that it's not okay that we're not kneeling.
Mhm.
And I'm just gonna not reach for a weapon, but get into a place where my hand could more easily get one.
Mhm.
And I'm not gonna risk offending him further by just being like, no, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna kneel. I'm getting ready I'm just getting ready to throw down if we have to.
Yeah. If he wants to look in their minds, the proof of my mind, he's not the true God Emperor. One of his angels? Yeah, possibly. But which he deserves a
So,
respect as an angel.
Are any of you resisting the mind probe?
I would have like
I don't want
the
it
way
to
I think of
happen.
Barbosa's like mindset is that he has pretty strong mental walls naturally
Mhm.
because all of his time dealing with witches and stuff like that. He knows it. So I think he has like some natural mental defenses. Plus, you know, his whole little other thing. So I'm not gonna say he's like gonna specifically like fight him to the point where he's on his knees with blood running out of his ears and eyes. But like he's not just gonna like bend over and say like, "Yeah, Daddy, give it to me."
Okay.
Yeah, I'd rather
Um,
not he be in my head.
Is he walking forward with the intent of looking into my mind?
yes.
Yeah,
He's
I'm just
looking into your
probably
eye.
gonna do with the same thing with the navigator bit. I'll make a willpower test and lock myself up.
Okay. Go ahead and give me that.
You're gonna bleed from the eyes again.
Your head's gonna explode, my guy. You're just gonna pop like a mole.
Okay.
It's contested to his
His willpower.
perception.
Or his
Perception
perception.
minus 10. Yeah.
Okay. He gets 3 degrees of success.
Damn.
So does he bleed from his eyes for the second time today?
No.
That was different. That was a different check.
It just fails to manifest. As you all are standing there,
3
you
degrees. of
hear
success.
something from behind you. It's the thrumming of a chainsword powering on.
Who else had a chainsword?
Barrel
Barrel.
Oh.
Shit's about to go down.
goes, all right. I might just be a simple guardsman. But are we really just gonna stand here and listen to this heretical shit? King or no king? We're the fucking guardsmen of the Emperor. The true Emperor of mankind. I've never knelt to an enemy, and I shall not yield to you, you false god.
Oh fuck, Barrel. And I'm gonna like get my hand ready to like
Yeah. Just,
just
getting ready
it's
to-
about there. I'm about to see what if it goes any kind of direction from there, then yeah, it's time to start shooting.
It's time to get ready to draw, boys.
Like literally, if it goes sideways, I'm just gonna pull the gun, put it up the side of Willem's head, and blow his brains out before anything.
Without looking.
Are the flamers on? Hopefully
The flamers are on.
Good.
Seeing this,
Torch the
Five
Uh,
flamers
it's about
might
to
be
go down.
able to kill him if we all
Does-
shoot him at the same time.
Does Barrel also have the grenade in hand? Or no, does Stock have the grenade in hand? Like just ready to
I
go
have
like
plastic
you?
explosives.
Shock him! Shock him!
as you all sort of stand up and rally against him, people look at you all, and you'll feel the tendrils slowly retreating. Very well. You want to seek the Red Wizard? I will send you to him. If you rid my land of his presence, I will forgive the insolence I have just taken.
Right, sounds like a fair deal. And I'm
And
gonna
you'll
like
see
look at Barrel. and
You'll
I'm just
see as you look at him, blood begins to stream from his nose, and it's like a drop or two at first, and then it's just gushing, and he throws up. And as he throws up, you see mixed in with the bile are slithering worms, and you feel the room get colder. He goes, "Now, you are dismissed from my court." He will turn and walk away from you. After a minute or two, Barrel sort of stops, and he looks not well.
I'm gonna pick up Barrel.
Yeah, I'm gonna like kind of Loth's gonna go one side, I'll get to the other, kind of put his arm and be like,
Right, don't worry, mate. As soon as we're back on the ship, I'm gonna have the Space Wolves come down and fuck him right in his ass, alright?
Goes,
You put a gun to my head for that shit, and this is what he gets?
Oh, you're not a fucking
He gets
Space
it.
Marine, are you?
He gets a pat on the back and like, you'll be okay, buddy.
Right?
Modeus is
You'll
like,
see
It's
gonna be
okay.
Barrel only has 2 eyes.
That's a good point.
Stock is
You have
not
too
a
many-
mutant.
Yeah,
You have too many eyes to be kind to.
we'll be having a talk about that.
all right.
Yeah. Leave
As
this room.
Dimarius exits
Not
the
now,
room
yeah.
and you are ushered out, Wilhelm and the other 3 knights will stay with you. And they will be talking amongst themselves a little ways away from you as you guys are able to gather yourselves and discuss what has just occurred.
Do the flamer units have a microbead on them?
No.
No. Damn.
Neither do Barrel or Stock.
Wanted to give them the order if they fucking knights do
Yeah,
anything.
they're-
this.
They're only NCOs.
I'd just be literally going by all since they aren't on the microbeat channel. I'll be like going and like I'd walk over to Daniels and kind of clap him on the shoulder and pull him close and be like,
Right, tell everybody not to let their guard down. 1, any of us fire. Everybody fires, you understand?
us meaning like the neophytes.
He just slowly nods.
That bloke in there is bad news, right? We don't want to fight him. But these other lads will take
Yet.
him, no problem.
Very well, neophyte. Let's deal with this wizard. And then I will gladly lead the assault on this palace.
Yeah, mate, don't worry. We just gotta hold off for a little while. Be patient. I don't think that Inquisitor Balthazar is gonna take very kindly to what's been said down here, though.
Problem for tomorrow. We will do what we came to and then cleanse this place.
Alright. As you guys are led from the castle back to the gates of the citadel, that is where we're going to end our session for tonight. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. If you're tuning in on YouTube, thanks for watching. This is Dark Heresy Whispers of the Eye. I am Dylan. I am your game master. We are going to be here every Monday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. We also have a myriad of other shows on the channel. Go ahead and check the schedule out. Tomorrow we have Hoda, and then we have Rise of Unity, And then we have Ages Past. We are the only Warhammer 40k show, but if you're tuning in, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. So, until next time, we will see you guys.
Thanks.
Right.
Don't be heretics. We'll come for your ass.